while, so you're...
Yeah, he just bought a new mic, so he wanted to play with it.
Oh. My mic is shitty, so I bought a new one.
Well, you'll just have to figure it out in between sessions.
We believe in you. You are at least audible, and I'm gonna be real, that's all I need any of you 5 to be.
Wow.
I love you all very much, and that is said with the deepest of affection, but I need to be able to hear you, and I don't need a whole lot else.
I mean, that's better than, like, what most people are like. They're like, I don't want to hear you at all.
Stream is up, we are big-faced, and everyone can see me eat wings now, which is the most important thing.
Stupendous. Stupendous. Well, hello, one and all, and welcome to Episode 3 of Wild Beyond the Witchlight. I am your Dungeon Master, Joseph Diaz, and with me, as always, are my Sylvan Seekers. Say hi, Sylvan Seekers.
Hi, Sylvan Seekers.
Hello.
You know what? I'll take it. We last left off... Well, here's a question, actually, to my lovely Seekers. Which one of you can tell me how last session started?
Last session started, we were leaving the lost property, heading to the Hall of the Illusions after meeting up at... I believe we met up at Lost Property.
That is absolutely correct, Dalton. Do you remember what happened? So who can tell me what happened at the Hall of Illusions?
Well, I can't tell you what happened inside of it, but I can tell you what happened outside of it.
I'll take outside.
Okay, so outside, there was a somewhat creepy yet adorable mime, who was actually a mime, just not having a voice, who lost his voice because a bird took it.
Yeah.
Absolutely correct.
Shannon, we lost your face.
I don't know why.
Uh-oh, that is unfortunate. Of the two who were inside the Hall of Illusions, who can tell me what happened inside?
We were looking for, Angus. Reuben!
Oh, okay, you know what? The connection was not made for a while there.
I knew it was a meat, and I'm like, I know it.
You were in fact looking for a halfling named Reuben.
Yes.
And you narrowly saved him from what?
Some weird creature in the mirror.
That
Some
is
weird
correct.
ass goblin thing.
The
Queen
weird
Nehelenia from
goblin
Sailor Moon.
child.
I love that we're having a test.
Get used to this. This is gonna happen every
Pop
session.
quiz, motherfuckers!
No, I actually do like it, like, legitimately.
I appreciate it. It makes my brain work.
You rescue the halfling from the weird pig mask child, brought him out, reunited him with his sweetheart, Ween. And after that, a pretty significant development occurred. Who can tell me what the big thing that happened after leaving the Hall of Illusions was? I will give you a hint. It happened during a song done by Palasha the Mermaid.
Can we answer twice, or...?
Yeah, anyone can answer this question.
We found the Kenku that was stealing voices.
That is absolutely correct. You found Kettlestein, the Kenku who was not only stealing voices, but also causing general mayhem around the carnival. She was doing so because she had lost contact with her patron, an archfey named Sibilna. And she believed that the carnival knew something about it. Even though Witch and Light refused to speak to her. After finding Kettlestein and more or less getting her on your side, you convinced her to give up Candlefoot's voice, which resulted in... Who remembers?
A proposal?
From Candlefoot to mine.
That is absolutely correct. After gaining his voice back, Candlefoot the Mime immediately proposed to Palasha, which is what he was trying to do when he got his voice stolen the first time.
Mm-hmm.
I got that wrinkle brain today. We're good.
I thought you were talking about when we were interrogating the... yeah.
No, you're fine, you're fine. I kind of glossed over what the results of that interrogation were, because they were important enough that I want to make sure that y'all remember them. So after seeing the happy reunion of Palasha and Candlefoot, the party went on to the Big Top Extravaganza. Two major things occurred here. Who can tell me what they were?
I tried to hide behind Wyatt, and then he pulled me on stage, motherfucker.
That was a big
That's
one, yeah.
absolutely correct. Gordon and Zalora ended up going on stage when Mr. Light invited the audience to come do their own acts as part of the Big Top.
Me, I shifted it onto the...
Well, he did try to invite you, Alistair. Why did he try to invite you? What were you doing that caught his attention?
I was standing on top of Amara's shoulders looking around.
And you were
That's
chasing
actually
some bitch.
not correct.
No?
You were chasing
They was
somebody.
trying to catch a weird shadow person thing
Yeah,
that we
yeah.
couldn't
But
quite
he
see.
was on top of my shoulders while we were doing that.
He'd
Yeah.
actually taken a 20-foot leap
Oh,
off
that's
of your
right.
shoulders.
Jump in the air.
Okay, the jump happened first. Okay.
It is, because taking a 20-foot long jump from a standing position is not a thing normal people can do.
Oh yeah, my shoulders, by the way. That
Off
hurt.
of your shoulders. Actually, it
Ow,
didn't
my
hurt.
shoulders.
It didn't hurt, which is somewhat more surprising.
That is a little surprising. Yes.
While the party was having their adventures in the Big Top, Cedric had retired to go be by himself. Cedric, what did you discover while you were out there by yourself at the Lost Property tent?
I met a lady with a lute who knew about us and was basically the one who funded our tickets, telling us
That
that
is-
everyone has their own way in life and you should stick with the people around you.
That is absolutely correct. You met a mysterious woman who seemed to know a strange amount about you and your companions, though she seemed unwilling to offer any hard information. And now, with our recap complete...
Wait. But we also did learn that she was the one who bought our tickets.
I did say
Yes, yeah, Dalton said that.
Oh, okay, I didn't hear
But
that.
thank you for making sure, Shannon.
Did you mention the hag? Or the coven?
I'm sorry?
Did you mention the coven?
I did not mention the coven. Who can tell me where you learned the term the Hourglass Coven? Because you did learn it last session.
Kettlestein. Recreating a conversation between Mr. Witch and Mr. Light. And
That
it was
is-
mentioned.
That is absolutely correct. Kettlestein gave you essentially a replay of a conversation between Mr. Witch and Light, wherein they mentioned something about an Hourglass Coven. Specifically, the words that she/they used were Mr. Light saying, "Someone is going to find out about this, they'll shut us down." Mr. Witch saying, "We agreed to this pact. Our hands were forced, but our eyes were open. We let the Hourglass Coven take what it wants, and in return we stay in business. That is what you want, right?" So yes, that is a critically important development. So thank you very much for mentioning that.
I think the most important thing was left out.
And what was that, Kyle?
I found my dog.
You did find your dog.
I knew he was gonna say that.
After the stream.
You reminded me, and I'm very sorry for having forgotten it, that in the Big Top Extravaganza, when you were chasing after the shadowy figure, you found an old friend of yours here at the carnival. I'm freezing up again because Discord hates me. Could y'all hear me that whole time?
Yeah.
We're good.
And
I heard you the whole time.
good to know then that I continue to be heard even if I'm freezing up.
Yeah.
Yes.
In the future, I'll just keep talking. You found your elderly dog friend, Blinken. He is an old little blink dog who's definitely past his prime, but still remarkably sprightly. If a little bit drooly. Normally, this is the part of the game where I would give everyone who contributed to that recap a point of inspiration. However, the five of you find that with this part of your life, part of your soul missing, you cannot gain inspiration.
Oh, shit.
You are unable to feel that spark that maybe you felt before you lost whatever it is you're looking for.
Oh,
Rude.
hat.
It's something to look forward to. If or when you find the thing you're missing. So, without further ado, we are going to rejoin our intrepid seekers within the big top. Gordon, yours and Zalora's performances have just finished, and Mr. Light, who looks tremendously impressed by the show that you just put on his stage, gives you a warm round of applause and invites the audience to do the same for the lovely Mr. Gordon Birkin and Miss Zalora Nemaria! And the crowd goes fucking wild. There are hoots and hollers and cheers, just for that sheer act of musical proficiency you just put on.
Zalora bows and tries to wedge herself as far behind Gordon as possible, even though apparently she's taller than him.
You do your best. There are a lot of very bright and warm lights on you right now, Zalora, and for a number of reasons, you are deeply uncomfortable.
That makes two of us.
Meanwhile, there was a lot of commotion going around, so I am going to need a perception check from Amara and Alistair. Alistair, you look around and you see Blinken at your feet, kind of looking around the same direction you are. He is giving you the help action on your perception check.
Who's a good boy? Who's a bad boy?
And one from you as well, Miss Amara. Fantastic.
Wow.
Amara, you have been kind of jostled about by all the people who are currently giving Gordon and Zalora a standing ovation. And you have lost sight of both the shadowy figure and of Alistair in the crowd. Alistair, you are hunting around for this figure that you saw who neatly disappeared into the crowd during the performance. And after a bit of searching, you don't see where the figure went. However, Blinken is sniffing at the easternmost side of the big top.
Blinken.
And that part of the tent has there's a stake on the ground that was pulled up. So you think that the figure disappeared under the tent and went out into the greater carnival.
Which also means that it can't, go through walls like a ghost because it had to move the stake.
That is correct. It is not incorporeal. It is also strong enough to lift up a stake.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so yeah, I'll be like, boy, let's go over there.
Alistair, are you ducking outside the tent as well?
Uh-huh.
Fantastic.
Using part of my movement, I'd like to do maybe a high jump, because I with my rabbit ability, and just jump up in the air and do a wave, just to so Amara could maybe see me as I head out of the tent.
Look at you thinking tactically. I love it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that you used Step of the Wind last time, so I'm just gonna go ahead and let you hold on to that, which is gonna give you a truly obscene high jump. So yeah, Alistair, you can just jump a casual 10 feet in the air.
Question, how often can you use that bunny hop thing?
I don't know, how often can you use your bunny hop ability?
Because I'm pretty sure he used that last time.
So if it says the bunny hop that's like, so the bunny hop is 10 feet of extra movement, and I can use it 2 times until I finish a long rest. I did use it once, so I would have a second use of it. But if I'm
but you're not using that right now.
I'm using Step of the Wind. Yes, exactly.
Right. I'm just carrying over your Step of the Wind from last time into because it doubles your. I think it doubles or triples your jump distance. So in this case, it's just doubling your upward jump distance.
Okay.
So you go spring. Amara, even with an 8 on perception, you absolutely see the gray bunny jumping 10 feet in the air.
Do the Tigger song.
The what?
The Tigger song.
Pretty much. The wonderful thing about buttons is buttons a wonderful thing. Oh, I'm sorry, Carl. That was inaudible. Can you repeat that?
Oh, I just said, like, the Tigger song. Do you mean the one that's, like, the wonderful thing about Tiggers is I'm the only one? That one?
That's exactly correct.
Okay.
The wonderful thing about buttons is buttons a wonderful thing.
Their tops are made of the rivers, their bottoms are made of the string.
Spring.
Springs. I said spring.
I thought you said strings.
I heard string.
No. I said spring.
Regardless, Alistair, you get Amara's attention and then you duck under the tent.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Alistair. Yeah, Alistair gets Amara's attention, ducks beneath the tent, and back out into the carnival at large. Amara, you see the fabric of the tent shift, and you know that Alistair has gone outside. A couple of other people are also jumping at the chance to go next at the Big Top Extravaganza. You see Zalora, Gordon, and Amara all see, like, a number of maybe some overzealous adults, a couple of kids who are going to be really cute but probably not really good at anything. Very few in the way of other amateur acts that you might be interested in seeing.
Zalora tries to melt away from everybody.
Zalora, if you want, you can go ahead and give me a stealth check.
Okay, let's see what we got here. Probably gonna be bad, but let's give it a try.
Amazing. Zalora,
I did say I'd try.
Zalora, you try to make yourself as small as you can behind Gordon as the two of you head back up the steps. Unfortunately, your very distinctive appearance leads a lot of people to attempt to congratulate you on an excellent performance.
Thank you. It was all Gordon.
A lot of them are trying to, like, shake your hand or clap you on the shoulder. There's a lot of camaraderie and a lot of touching.
No touching.
Oh, God, why'd you have to add that?
Gordon, you are also getting a lot of, like, handshakes and claps on the back as you head back up the stairs to rejoin. I assume rejoin Amara, but let me know if y'all are going somewhere else.
No, I would very much like to go back to the dark and out of the bright.
Yeah, Zalora is just crabbed onto the back of his shirt and will not let go.
Just like his own health. So
fantastic. The two of you do rejoin Amara up in the very top, the nosebleed section of the tents, and you have a fair bit of, like, seclusion now, away from the crowd of other people who are turning around to watch 4 children who all think they're good at juggling.
You would think.
So Amara, Zalora, and Gordon are together. If y'all want to do a quick recap and gather information, you are welcome to do so.
She goes, Amara, did you see what Gordon made me do?
Amara's eyes are, like, deadlocked on what's happening with the moon person.
So the moon person again is gone.
Oh, they are gone?
Yes.
They're outside the tent with me.
Right. You saw Alistair chasing after them. When you lost sight of Alistair, you also lost sight of that shadowy figure, but you did see Alistair run outside the tent after them. Presumably after them.
Feel like I would start to go after them as well.
Okay, are you going to say anything to Gordon and Zalora as they rejoin you? Or do you leave before they get to you?
I think I'd probably leave before they got to me, because we were quite high up where we were at.
Okay.
Or maybe we'd meet, like, in halfway, as they were, like, climbing back up, maybe?
So you're much closer to the exit than they are. So you would get to the exit before they got to you, but they would see you leave.
Is the exit not downstairs, or is it upstairs?
The exit is downstairs, but they're heading back up the stairs to meet you.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, we would have probably met, like, as we were...
No, because there's a ladder at the back to get out.
Oh, okay. Then yeah, I would have just left.
All right. Zalora and Gordon, Amara's not there.
Okay.
Though as you get to the top, you do see her heading out the front door of the big top. So I am going to move Alistair and Amara, who have now headed out.
All right. Well, then I probably would have followed.
All right. Zalora and Gordon also start heading out. Cedric, if you would be so kind as to throw me... You know what? Actually, no, because there's no fun consequence for failure here. Cedric, you see Alistair squirreling his way outside the tent. And you also see Amara not too much after that leave out the front entrance. There aren't many people leaving, so their presence is noteworthy.
Cedric will take off to go meet up with them.
The woman says, "Good luck."
You too. Why'd I say that?
At this point, I don't think I need luck. So, Alistair, as you are heading out there, throw me a survival check. You are looking for any... Here's what I assume. I assume you're looking for traces of this figure outside the tent. Am I correct?
100%, yeah.
Yeah. Then you are going to throw me a survival check. That is an 8.
Oof.
They can help it again?
Well, actually, you head out and you don't find footprints. You find an inky black substance on the ground. As you're heading out of the tent, you see the stake that was pulled up, is kind of, just laying on the ground by the strings of the tent. And attached to it, as if something tore on it, you see what at first you assume to be a strip of fabric, but when you touch it, it flows over your paw like water. You don't know what direction the figure went in, but you do have something of theirs now. And that is the state in which Amara and Cedric find you.
May I roll stealth to try to, like, spook Amara as I'm heading over?
Please. I am gonna say you are in the open, and also you are very tall and red and winged, so you are gonna give it to me with disadvantage.
That is fair.
Yeah, like, everyone is probably in the big top right now.
That's better, so your stealth score is a 10. Amara, roll me up. Amara, what is your passive perception?
My passive perception is a 14.
Sad.
I am sorry, Cedric, but your presence is noticed by Amara before you reach her.
I think she has advantage on noticing Cedric.
What I
Ow, ow.
will say, though,
Ow.
Amara, is that you know that Cedric is approaching you. You also know that he's trying to sneak up on you. So what does Amara do?
That's a good question. Let's see.
I've added intrigue to the
You
situation.
have added intrigue.
Oh no, I'm so scared. I just...
Yeah, Amara's gonna pretend to not see him, basically.
Arthur instantly ruins it with his passive perception of 15.
Incredible. Alistair, you are like... You're pretty focused on what you're doing because this fabric is weird as fuck.
Wait, hold up. I have a better idea.
What is your better idea, Amara? I heard her say that from her room, not through my headphones.
Like, no.
Did I wasn't sure if I heard it in the background. Did I hear her scream? Fuck?
Yeah, you in fact did hear her scream "fuck," and I think you might have heard it through my microphone, not hers.
Yeah, I definitely heard it through yours.
This makes it funnier because now you're just like lying on the ground, being like, "I'm not here."
Amara, can you explain to me why you rolled stealth?
I was gonna hide and then sneak up on him.
Okay.
Well, that makes
Okay.
sense because he was already looking on you.
Yeah,
about
he
to
was
sneak up.
already looking directly at you the whole time, so that nat 1 does make a lot of sense. Jess is absolutely correct. So, Cedric, as you sneak up towards Amara, you're pretty sure she hasn't noticed you, and then she suddenly darts to the side, directly into this wooden pole right here.
You okay there?
Don't take damage, Amara, but
Okay.
there is...
Mental damage.
Take 2 points of subdual humiliation damage.
Oh no. Hold, I need to find a thing for this.
You don't track it anywhere, you just know that it exists in your heart.
You have to mentally crack it because for every 10 humiliation points, that's 1 level of exhaustion.
Oofa. Oh, I like that,
This
though.
is-
I have a
Literally
question. How
tomorrow
many
right
do
now.
I have from yesterday then?
Yeah.
Yo, I'm gonna be in a death spiral pretty quick if that's what we're keeping track of.
Oh my god.
Literally, Amara is this gift that I just sent.
Where is it?
Joe will appreciate
Oh
it.
my god. It's an anime Shan and I are watching together, and it's fantastic.
It's
Um,
Komi-san.
Komi-san can't communicate. Anyway, Amara, you have... Alistair, you feel a shudder when Amara's head hits the pole, and you look over to see her on the ground clutching her head.
And I also see Cedric sneaking up, and I'm like...
You feel like you just missed a whole comedy of errors.
Yeah, I'm
Can I
like...
say? I think I can send it through there. Oh god, I can. Yeah.
I would say out loud, I'd be like, dealing with kids, what am I, the only adult? Like, but I'm obviously, like, I think I'm in this form, I'm like younger than you.
I think you are, in this form, the youngest of all of them. Zalora and Gordon, you two head out of the tent to see Amara clutching her head and Cedric going to help her. I assume Cedric's going to
Yes,
help her.
obviously.
So Laura runs up. Oh no, what happened? Did it get you?
No, she just ran into a pole.
Oh.
Ow.
Could you pretend not to see it?
Real too late.
Is that a no? Did you
That's
reacted
A
big?
little too late to pretend not to see it.
Oh.
Can I say that the pole didn't have color? I don't. I had disadvantage. The pole was black and it was nighttime. I don't know.
I mean, the pole just beat your AC, that's all there is to it.
Oh my god.
That's all there is to it. So the party is together. Blinken looks up at you, Alistair, and goes,
Yeah, I point the group and I'm like, hey guys, whatever you're doing over there, we got the shadowy lady, moon girl lady creature, came out this way, and she left Boo behind, and this is my dog Blinken. Blinken, these are people, and,
You named your dog Blinken.
yeah, I named him Lincoln, and then I realized he was a blink dog, so he's Blinken.
Alistair,
Wow.
his name was always Blinken.
Oh, I know. I'm gonna roll deception.
Blinken looks at you and goes,
Oh my god.
amazing!
Amazing.
Absolutely
What
amazing.
is today?
Immediately after we have dog sound effects.
I was gonna have you roll disadvantage because Blinken was disagreeing with you, but you didn't need it.
Amazing.
For the purposes of the party, blink dogs are of human intelligence. They are not just dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
So
literally-
Blinken goes.
He sounds like an old
And
man.
somehow all of you know that Actually, he's just a Blinken.
Yeah.
He always was, and he always will be.
But I was thinking we could have Blinken track because we have this
His
goo.
incredibly dull teeth also gnaw gently on your leg, Alistair.
Like, here, and I hope some of the goo to his snout. I'm like, can you track this?
Trying to get the...
Offended by this, but also
What?
in the middle of holding my head from a pole. I have a tracker on her!
Oh, you have Hunter's Mark. Is that what?
Amara has a hunter's mark on the figure! Oh, I completely forgot about that.
I remember
Thank you
that.
so much.
Party.
Okay, so then I look at Amara and I go, now we can triangulate the signal because we have 2 people tracking her.
Amazing.
That's not how that works. That's
Can
not
I-
how any of this works.
Do you know what?
Can I
Let him
take a
go.
look at that goop?
If he wants to expend extra effort, that's fine.
No, Hunter's Mark is great. Let's do that.
I'm going to track with the actual thing that gives me answers.
Does Hunter's Mark have the distance where it stops working or anything like that? Like if
I think it's like a mile.
Okay.
It's very long. Like, I doubt unless they're like insanely fast, they'd be able to get out of range of it, even with her
I
stun.
look to Amara then, I hold up the goo and I go, do you need this for your Hunter's Mark?
No, but I would
No.
very much like to see some of that.
Zalora would be like, you should keep the goo to
No,
yourself.
Okay.
I really wish it was my smell that I lost, not some of my sight.
Okay, so Amara, you don't know exactly where the creature is. You do have advantage on checks to find it, though.
Oh, okay.
You have advantage on both perception and survival checks to find it.
Okay.
So Amara, why don't you go ahead and give me a,
Perception?
do survival, actually, because you're looking for traces of this creature, not the creature itself.
Survival's usually tracking.
I hate this.
That tracks.
You do have advantage on the checks, though, Amara.
Kyle, you're
I'm
not
doing it.
funny.
I think did I roll it twice? Did it go through?
I haven't seen anything go through.
It did
I don't
roll
see
well.
either of them, no.
The fuck?
Attempt number 3.
Oh,
Oh,
'cause
there they
it's-
are.
Oh, there we are.
Oh.
19.
Oh, right, a 15, 19, and 19.
It
Fortunately,
really
that-
wanted you to have a 19.
it did, in fact.
I forget that I have to tab over and click it to make the thing go through.
So, Amara, on a 19, you look over the area and you don't see, like, there are no footprints, there are no traces, there's no articles of clothing that were lost. How does Hunter's Mark manifest to Amara?
I don't know. I haven't thought about that.
So when
What?
someone is marked by your spell, it leaves behind a trace that only you can find. What does that trace look like? Or smell like, or sound like?
I think for Amara, it would probably be because she doesn't have a lot other things to go on, that it would... I don't want it to be, like, too similar to Fairy Fire, but I really think, like, at least, like, a light outline of glow
Okay.
would maybe be...
That's I'll say that's difficult for you to see with your color blindness. But
Well, it makes
you...
it bright. It makes a spot on them brighter.
Sure.
I
So
guess.
you see a trace along the ground that that lights up, heading in that direction.
I wasn't tabbed over.
Could
One
you see
sec.
that?
Nope.
Nah.
I've gone. Yes, that is correct.
Ah.
I have frozen up again, so I can't hear y'all.
Yes.
Fantastic.
I'm helpful.
We are back to the Siren Song Lake then.
Yes, always. It's everything that happens is in the Siren Song Lake. Nothing.
I do appreciate
As it should be.
Yeah.
It's following the curve, so it could be technically going to like this tent or there, but it could be going. It's probably going to the lake.
Just looks over at Alistair and like, she doesn't look like the type of person that would give a glare. Like, she looks too nice, but she looks like she's trying.
Oh my god. Alistair, it's actually kind of adorable.
Do you need glare lessons?
No, what?
I guess my thinking was if she was going to the lake, she could have gone left. She could have gone towards the boardwalk thingy, but she went this way. So it's like that's but
Interesting.
like it did curve to the right at the end, right? I think when
That is correct. It kept going onwards. So, Amara, as you follow its trace around this curve, which I assume that you do.
Oh, actually, I have an idea for Hunter's Mark too to expand on that.
Okay.
Like Limbo, where like everything's real dark, but then like you see some things.
The
that
game
glow.
Limbo, like the video game. Yes.
Yeah, like the video game. So I imagine that like the footprints that people leave behind with her Hunter's Mark, like leave those glow prints in the darkness.
I totally thought you meant
Oh.
Limbo, like the party game, or like
I
Limbo,
going
like
under
the dead,
the pole, right?
dead Limbo.
That's what I was thinking.
Or there's
Oh.
Limbo, the place you go and you die if you don't go to heaven or like that.
That's what the actual game is based on. What I
Right.
was talking about.
Mm.
But yeah,
Amara, actually, when you get... So you head around the curve. When you get to here, the trail
Okay.
goes this way.
Screw you, Alistair.
Interesting.
And you notice it's going through those buildings.
Can I go through the buildings?
You cannot. The spaces between are too small.
Okay, but there is space between the buildings.
There is some space, yes. However, Amara, with your ability to see its actual tracks, you see it passing through a small knot in the wood of that stall.
I wonder if it's a fairy.
As the five of you stop there, there's a young man working that stall, and he's like, "Oh, I thought everyone would be in the big top right now. Welcome. Hi. Can I get you anything?"
Did you see
No.
Moon Lady come by?
Huh?
What do you
Did I-
serve?
Did I what a what?
Did you see? I think she had like dark hair or silver hair or something.
You can view her picture. I'm just actually showed the whole party because at this point,
Wasn't it the
Oh,
shadowy
it was
mystery?
the-
Oh yeah, she was like,
this
yeah, you
is
know,
the figure.
Moon Lady. Was there a lady with a moon for a head that walked by?
Did you share a picture, Joe?
I tried to. Did y'all not see it?
No.
Nope.
Oh, you know what? Maybe because it's in some players' journals, but not everyone's.
I opened it on my side.
That makes sense.
There we are.
Now I see it.
There she is.
Fun.
Fantastic.
I'm
So
buddy.
you asked that, and the guy's like, I don't think so. No. You're the only people I've seen come in since the whole extravaganza started. Meanwhile, Gordon, I apologize for ignoring your questions earlier. Can I get either an Arcana or Religion check from you?
Ooh. They're both the same, so let's go with make more
No
sense.
one in the party took either of those skills.
Oh no!
Why would we ever take those, silly goose?
Silly
Jack
goose
of all
indeed.
trades. Doesn't really help.
You know what? You tried though, and that's what matters.
I don't need
Um,
Arcana or Religion in the wilderness.
Gordon, you look at this thing, and it looks every bit like cloth. Like it has a frayed edge on one side and everything. But when you feel it, it has the weight and consistency of water. Your fingers don't pass through it, but it conforms to the shape of your fingers exactly.
Interesting.
It doesn't make any sense to you.
Is it at all similar to the stuff I found in the footprint?
The stuff you found in the footprint, remind me what that was.
From before we went into the Hall of Illusions, that first little gremlin goblin thing, we wanted to look for something.
No, completely different.
Oh,
What you found that time was like a slimy mucus.
okay.
This feels like silk and water had a baby together.
That is the weirdest
Um,
explanation I've ever heard.
I know, right? It felt bad to say.
Mucus is such a gross word.
It's bad. There's a lot of bad things in these sentences that I'm saying. What I will say, Gordon, is that as you look at it, yeah, is that as you look at it, you know that this is unnatural in some way. This is not a natural substance that, at least you've ever encountered. There has been magic done to this. Or is this? Was this?
I'm shoving this in my pocket until I have a moment to actually analyze it.
I thought you were going to say you were shoving it in your mouth.
Go ahead and put in your inventory, Gordon, a custom item, and name it a square of water silk. That is not what that is, but that is what your intuition tells you it is.
Fair enough.
What I find odd is that she had to pull up the stake to get out of the big top, but then you just said she went through a knot in a hole in here?
That is correct.
Huh.
Do you think... Okay, this might be
How
a
dark is it
Jessica,
where we are?
a Jessica word. Do you think it's like a tree stride kind of a thing?
What do you mean?
Like,
So here's the problem: I don't know if Zalora would know what that is.
that's
or
why I was like,
indeed
that might be a
anyone-
Jessica thing. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know if anyone in the party would know what that is.
Okay.
How dark is it here?
Currently you are in functionally bright light in the main walkways.
Okay, so
Because
there
of
goes
all
there.
the string lights all around the area. There are lots of patches of dim light, however.
I think we just keep following the path. Keep following the trail.
Hey, stop scratching.
Amara, you can walk around the building to the other side if you want to do so.
Can I redo the survival or hunter's
You
mark? Or-
would, when you go back around, you will have functionally lost the trail, so you
Okay.
will have to remake the survival check. However, you will be doing so at disadvantage, countered by your hunter's mark to be just a flat roll.
Oh, okay. Then I'm gonna keep doing that because that's what.
Cool. Give me a flat survival check.
You can do it.
I did something.
Not bad.
Amara, as you go around, you look around that area and there is nothing. That figure, as far as you can tell, has vanished. You still feel your hunter's mark. It is still active, so the creature is still around and within range of you. But you
90
don't.
feet's a lot of range. Yeah.
Can I...
That is essentially. Well, I guess I can't really use this map as like a 90-foot marker, can I?
No, you can't really. Though I will say 90 feet is the range for casting it. After it's cast, the creature can go miles away from you, and Hunter's Mark can still be active.
Okay.
The only thing that means is that it is still on this plane of existence.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Can I use Blinken and the goo to try to pick up the trace?
Yes, you can pick them in the glue to pick up the piece.
Yeah, if you wanna retake that bolt of silk from Gordon and give it to Blinken.
I thought I gave him some of it. Was there only one piece?
You can't tear it. It's only one piece, and you cannot tear it.
Oh, okay. That was I didn't understand that. I thought there was like a pile of goo, and I gave some
Nope.
to him, and I kept some.
It looks like just a small bit of cloth.
Okay.
But again, when you feel it, it doesn't feel anything like cloth.
Gordon, can I get that back,
And y'all are
please?
frozen up for me, so if you were saying things, hold on.
He said, hand over the goo, Gordon.
This time. Okay, you're back.
Ah, you got me when I was eating. Yeah, sure. Dicked it out of my little jacket, well, shirt, whatever the hell I'm wearing.
Okay, I unscrew the top of the jar, and I hold it up to Blinken's nose. Can you find him? Find him, boy?
So I'm gonna have you roll for this. So this is going to be a check using Blinken's survival. It would be a disadvantage because of the strangeness of the substance, but he gets advantage because he's using his sense of smell on it due to his keen senses. So you are going to give me a d20 roll plus 3. That is a 9. So Blinken. Blinken tries to eat the thing.
No, Blinken, don't.
Well, I have to pull it away.
Uh-oh.
Well,
He'll poop it out
You
later.
pull it away. Blinken does not eat the thing.
It was about to be a long wait.
okay, well, I guess we're not using detect magic for a bit.
I think I have something that's something to do with perception, investigation, whatever it is. Not really. No.
Is there anything else the party wants to try on this?
He says it kind of looks like water, right?
Excuse me. It feels like water. It looks like black cloth.
Could Zalora, like, hold it in her hand and try to like, feel a connection because it's like water and then, like, do, like, her own Arcana check?
Well, I will actually tell you, Zalora, if you take it into your hands, it does feel like water, but you know instinctively it is the furthest thing from water. This feels wrong.
Ugh.
I have a +3 to survival. I don't know if anybody else has okay survival.
If it's something wrong, maybe I could help, but I am from a different plane. Well, my kin are, I'm not.
I mean,
I was about to say, I don't think you are, Cedric.
No.
Cedric corrected himself.
Ancestry-wise, but then I could say the same thing ancestry-wise, so am I.
However, I will say, Cedric, something about that sheaf of cloth does kind of draw your attention.
May I have a look?
Yeah.
Cedric, you take this cloth in your hand, and you feel it flow over your fingers in that strange, unnerving way. Can everyone other than Cedric in the party give me a perception check, please? What is it, 10?
Ooh.
Cedric, be nervous.
Let's see rolls,
19 and a 15.
19,
Gordon
baby.
and Alistair are a little bit focused on the trail and what's going on around you, and maybe a little bit also with mollifying this guy at the stand who doesn't know why y'all are all crowding around him and not buying anything. Zalora and Amara, as you look at Cedric, who's like contemplating this cloth, you see that his shadow being cast by some of the string lights above him. Cedric is holding it in his hand like this, looking over it. His shadow is holding it like this.
Ooh, fun.
But Cedric, I'm sorry.
Like, Cedric, your shadow is holding it a different way, which is super weird. But could you do that?
Alistair and Gordon absolutely hears Alora say that.
Like what?
Oh shit! Y'all froze up again.
You're still fine on my end.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I got y'all back.
Yes.
Like what?
Zalora mimes what his shadow is doing. Like this. Your shadow is doing this.
Zalora, when you said that, his shadow stopped doing it.
Oh. Sorry, didn't mean to put attention on you, shadow. My apologies.
Do we think that the shadow could be the person that we're trying to find?
Cedric, you know that your shadow just does that sometimes.
Oh, okay. So I'd probably know that actually then.
If Cedric has talked about it,
I mean,
typically. So I will say to
something that
Cedric,
I'd notice.
I will say to Cedric, it is typically a thing that only happens when you are casting spells.
I would say Shannon would know. Well, I guess let me say that Amara would know.
Mhm.
Okay, then there you go.
Okay, then I wouldn't make that assumption.
Zalora know that or no?
I'd say no because he doesn't cast spells around Zalora. Because he does his best to make sure you don't panic.
Okay.
Spells make Zalora panic.
You're definitely
mean,
not
if you-
casting a spell now, so maybe that thing is like a magic item in and of itself.
Cedric, if you would be so kind as to throw me an Arcana check with advantage.
Okay. 10 intelligence, don't fail me now.
God, this robocalls, I swear to God. Cedric, you look over this thing, and you know from just the way it feels, the way it looks, you are touching raw shadow stuff. You've never seen it, like, on its own before. You felt this kind of thing oftentimes when, does Cedric know any other shadow sorcerers?
His old mentor, who is now departed.
Fantastic. When your mentor would use spells either of the illusion or conjuration schools, the things created by those felt like this.
Give me 1 second, y'all. I have a dog whining at the door.
Yeah, she's
being
over.
very
She's been
vocal.
walking over to me every now and again, begging for attention.
Yeah, but she keeps jumping on the
So
door
so
over here.
pet the dog. I don't see the
I
problem.
have been petting the dog.
I literally looked through all my spells and like, please have one. Nope.
Not even one.
Yeah.
Miss Mercury. Go see, baby.
Pick her up. Let's all see her. She's blending into the darkness.
Okay, no, Shannon's going to get her, and she's running off to go meet Shannon.
Bubbers.
I don't. No, that really wouldn't help me.
What I will say you know of shadows in general, Cedric, you get the inkling that if this came from that creature, it is some kind of a sentient shadow. Meaning that it is extremely slippery, which explains how it was able to escape even Amara's hunter's mark. And means probably that it's faster than most, if not all of you.
Also means it's extremely sensitive to light. So next
It
time we
does also
see it,
do that.
we need to attack it with that.
Does that mean it would only come out at night, perchance?
Y'all froze up for me again. God, I don't know why Discord does this to me. Okay, you're back.
I'm gonna say, yeah. Every time that happens, we still see you perfectly fine. So
I know, it's wild. It's weird. You'd think I would freeze up when it happens to me, but I don't. It's just stuttering.
Which I think also means while we've been standing here trying to figure it out, she's long gone. I don't think.
So are you guys gonna buy something? Or like,
What are you selling?
Hey, I thought we were back here now.
You never told me you walked away from the stall.
What are you
Oh, no,
selling?
literally, I think Amara, I thought Amara did walk away.
I did try and do a thing. I don't know if I walked away to do it or not.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Because I failed at finding the trail.
can Zalora look at his shadow?
The dudes? Yeah, give me a perception check.
Just, checking all the shadows here.
Well, no, we definitely know that it went through the building and came out the other side. We just don't know where it went when it came out the other side.
Zalora, on a 9 perception, the dude has a shadow. Like, you kind of lean into the stall and look, because you can't see the ground from with the counter where it is. And the guy's like, whoa, hey, okay. And there's a light at the top of the stall, and it's, in fact, he's casting an ordinary shadow.
Okay. Zalora would just whisper, like, self-conscious, sorry, just checking. She, like, squeaks back.
It's okay.
What are you selling, sir?
Is there something on me? Sorry, Nectar, Bell Nectar. I'm selling Bell Nectar.
What's Bell
he
Nectar?
gestures to a couple, like, flower petal shaped, like blossom shaped cups behind him that are filled with a glimmering golden liquid.
I'll buy 5.
Wow, 5?
What is bell nectar?
Bell nectar is harvested from fairy bell flowers. That's what they're served in. It's a sweet, kind of syrupy drink. Tastes a little bit like candy, but also has just like a tinge of alcohol. You're all of age, right?
No.
He looks up at Cedric as he says that.
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna take your word for it. It's one ticket punch per cup.
I don't know what the age range of a bunneth is. Are you of age?
I think they're called Harangon, miss.
Oh, sorry.
You know what? I think I will take one, actually.
I mean, Cedric was getting 5 for the party because he had his hands in his ticket.
Oh. I did not hear
He's gonna punch Cedric's ticket 5 times.
Ooh.
I did
Cedric
not-
hasn't done any.
Cedric can do nothing else.
Cedric, mark down that you have 3 punches remaining.
Zalora like looks at the cup and then she kind of wrinkles her nose and then she offers it to the Kenku.
Kettlesteam, who has in fact been here the whole time and has been purposefully not helping,
Yes.
is like, ah! Thank you.
Enjoy it.
JD, from what I know about the carnival, what are this like Stonehenge circle that's behind the buildings?
That is actually a small courtyard you moved through earlier. There is a stare down the Cyclops game in the middle of it. Other than that, it's just like an open picnic spot.
Okay, gotcha.
However, from where you are, you do see the carousel over to the east. It is currently empty, and Alistair, I'm not going to make you roll for it. You see the attendant of the carousel, Diana. I am going to put Diana in your journal, Kyle. So check under Witchlight for NPCs, and you will see her there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you see Diana kind of milling about in front of the carousel.
That description.
That actually, Alistair, you would know that is something she's pretty insistent upon.
Yeah. Does she have wings, or is that just part of her like work uniform?
It's part of her costume.
That's what I figured. Okay, cool. All right. I would say the party, like, you guys want to try heading over to the carousel. I don't know if that's. We know that she went east, so I guess we can head over there.
Just as an aside, when does the ticket booth close? Because we talked about getting more tickets and talking to the ticket guy.
The ticket booth closes at hour 7
Okay.
of the carnival. So y'all have 2 more hours after the 4th hour ends. And the extravaganza is still going on.
Yeah.
Also, I'm living for this aside between Zalora and Amara right now. Like, this is delicious. Amara, you've had some pretty foul alcohol courtesy of your family, but it's never tasted anything like salt water.
No, that's not how that works.
Hey, have you ever had rum with a little bit of like the sea air mixing with it? It actually does amazing for the taste.
They make alcoholic oxygen, so.
Amazing. So where's the party headed
Fair.
next? It sounds like Kyle wants to go to the carousel. Are there any objections from the party?
Amara's gonna follow because
No,
currently
that's fine.
he's the one in the lead.
Fantastic. Let's go ahead. If y'all would move your tokens over to the carousel where y'all are headed. You see a couple more. You see a couple more stalls. You'd actually end up over on this side because you're not going around it. There's a bridge right over here, y'all.
Nah, I just fly everyone across. The
I
wall.
mean,
Oh my
Cedric can
God.
just fly with his 8 strength. So as
To jump over the river.
Incredible.
Part of me wants to see if I can jump the river just because I feel like he'd do it for shits and giggles, but...
Hey, Gordon, you are welcome, my man, to give me an athletics check to jump that river. I know that's a good modifier, right?
I'm a ranger and I'm gonna do
It's
it.
a whole +2!
I mean, +2 is solid.
Everyone
Hey.
just try to jump over. Cedric will
Hey,
will cover-
Gordon?
help you. If you
Hey,
fail.
Gordon, you do it.
I do athletics. Can I do acrobatics?
Acrobatics is not jumping, so no.
I'm a ranger. I want to run
I know
across.
you are.
Try it, Amara. Try it.
Swimming, jumping, and
Athletics?
climbing is
Oh,
all...
God. Okay. Amara's gonna like try and make a running start because like she does this in the creek by her family's woods all the time. We'll see how it works here though.
Fantastic.
You know, it could have been worse.
It could have been much worse.
Could I extend a hand to try to help her, or is she not close enough?
Yes, Amara, you take your leap and you land at the very edge of that small river and you feel yourself tottering backwards. Gordon's hand reaches out and grasps onto yours and pulls you onto solid land.
So Zalora looks at Amara doing this, and then she gives it a go, knowing that she
Oh, God,
won't
what have
make
I
it and will
started?
just turn it into a dive to swim across. And she's like, it's not
so
too
Laura,
bad.
give me also either an acrobatics or performance check to make it look like you meant to do the dive the whole time.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Zalora, you leap off of the bank of the river, and you realize, like, a millisecond after jumping, you're not going to do it. There's no way. And you manage, by controlling the water to alter your own trajectory, to turn it into a corkscrew swan dive directly into the water.
And then she
Honestly,
just lazily
it's
swims
beautiful.
around. And she goes, ah.
Alistair, you get to the actual carousel, and Diana is there, and she looks back at your companions. Hey, Buttons, are they all like that?
Cedric just
Yeah.
Cedric just flies because he has fucking wings.
Every one of them.
Wow.
That was fun.
And they're your friends?
I guess.
Not
I
to
guess-
be rude, Buttons, but I didn't know you had friends outside the carnival.
Oh, it's complicated.
I understand complicated. So as the oh god, as the rest of you four go, I assume, meet Alistair in front of the carousel, Diana, and I'm gonna go ahead and show Ms. Diana to all of you.
Do I know about her thing about where she says like it's a bad deal?
You've heard her say that. Alistair, what is your charisma score?
-1.
Minus, so it's like an 8 or a 9.
Oh, right. Yes.
Alistair, I feel confident in saying that you probably wouldn't have gone up and like asked, so hey, what's about that deal?
Wow.
So you know that she says that whenever someone refers to her as a centaur.
Yeah.
You don't know anything more about that.
Mhm.
So Diana's gonna wave to the four of you, and she looks cheery enough, and she says, "Well, howdy. Why aren't y'all over at the Big Top Extravaganza? I thought that was kind of the big draw of the night."
way too much light.
I'm not a big fan of the spotlight.
I've done enough performing for tonight.
I guess I can understand that.
I saw a spooky lady and I followed her.
Yeah, we were over there earlier and we saw this moon lady. Now we're trying to track her down.
She looks sus.
I lost y'all. I'll let you know when you come back. And you're back.
What was the last thing you heard us say?
I feel like you're kind of like a anchor who's like, now let's bring it over to our man on the street. Oh, seems to be gone. And we're back.
So, I'm sorry, you saw a mysterious woman?
I
Yeah.
saw a mysterious woman with a moon face, and I followed her because she looked sus.
She has a regular face, but she also has a moon around her face.
Diana looks shaken by
She
that
uses
information.
shadow stuff.
And she says, she she had a moon face? Like a mask?
No. Like,
Yeah, that didn't tell me anything.
like a frame. Like the moon frames her face.
I will tell you from that image, she was in fact wearing it was essentially a mask.
She has a mask, but the moon is not the mask.
The moon framed the mask.
Yes.
You saw... Let me check something really quickly.
Sorry, I knew there was a mask. I just thought we were saying that the moon was the mask, and that's why I was confused.
Totally fair. The moon is on the mask. It's
Yeah.
not just like a part of her face. And Diana's gonna say, Alistair, you saw Gleam?
She got a name?
I mean, she did. I see Gordon and Cedric rolled insight. Make sure that you'll tell me when you're rolling things so I know to give you results for them.
Why would we do that? That's weird.
And actually, on both an 11 and a 19, y'all are aware that she's... Nothing about her body language suggests that she's trying to hide anything from you. You get a significant, like, her posture has gone stiff and her expression is thoughtful. Her brows are furrowed as she says this, and she says, Alistair, I think you joined probably not long before she went missing, but we used to have a pair of acrobats who did work over in the Big Top, a couple of sisters. One of them wore a mask with the sun on it. One of them wore a mask with a moon on it. Both of them went missing years ago.
Interesting.
Missing
So-
as though they were never, like they just disappeared one day, or was there a specific catalyst or incident that caused it?
They just disappeared. We went looking for them one day because they were late to the show for the Big Top, and we couldn't find them anywhere.
JD, you said that I had seen her around vaguely in the past. How long ago would you say was the first time I saw her?
Go ahead. Go ahead and roll me a perception check, Alistair. Your first notice of her was just a few months ago.
Okay, so I would say that. I'd say, well, we saw her tonight, but I saw her a couple months ago as well. So,
Months ago.
yeah, I didn't...
That means she's been traveling with the carnival then.
Yes, I think, I don't want to say haunting the carnival, but yeah, kind of haunting the carnival.
I mean, the way you describe her, she sounds kind of like a ghost. That's spooky.
She's a ghost that can't go full incorporeal because she had to move objects in order to go places.
That's weird.
Yeah.
This is a weird little Phantom of the Opera thing going on here.
It seems
So-
like...
And I haven't seen her sister, I've only seen the moon.
Diana,
And you said there's a sun mask as well.
Cedric, on your 19 insight, you see a look cross Diana's face. And that look tells you that there is something that she wants to say. And for some reason, she knows that she can't. You see her, like, thinking very hard. Like, you can almost see the gears turning as she tries to find a way to say what she's trying to say.
Alistair, have you seen the other sister? You said you saw this one.
No, I've never
Recently, but-
seen the sun.
Glister was her name. They were Gleam and Glister.
That's cute.
Should have definitely changed her name to Glitter.
I don't know if anyone's... I've never heard of anyone seeing either of them before Alistair here mentioned them.
Do you
Alistair,
know...
what was Gleam doing the last time you saw her?
Months ago, I think JD had said she was just like floating around the crowds, right?
You just saw her darting amongst the crowd. That is correct.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then it was similar to tonight, where she was just among the people in the Big Top.
But I didn't notice anything, like, because what I was looking for originally was, like, an idea of if the crowd changed around her or anything, and I never noticed any of that. Like, she didn't have an effect on the crowd in any way.
Let me go back to see what your perception checks about her were. That's too far back. I'm gonna say that this is a question asked a little bit too late after the fact, so y'all aren't sure.
In fact, I thought.
I don't recall you asking that during the fact.
Because you asked me what I was exactly trying to, like, perceive about her, and I said that I wanted to see, like, what the reactions around her were, if any. Like,
okay.
Because the way I was viewing her was kind of like, she reminds me of a Sailor Moon villain or whatever, where she, like, might suck energy out of a room or something stupid like that, you know?
Let's see.
To
That's
the
where my brain
tapes.
goes.
I'm just
Here's
kidding.
Gordon's performance check, and here's a nat 1 perception for Alistair and a 12 perception for Amara.
So maybe it just wasn't high enough, I guess. I don't
Yeah, so you don't recall anything of that sort.
Okay.
But I will say that with the 12 perception, you didn't notice any shift in the crowd around her.
Mm-hmm.
Is there something you want to tell us there?
That was to Diana, yes?
What?
Yeah.
Diana looks up, and she looks at you, Cedric, and goes, yes. But I can't.
Is somebody stopping you from saying anything?
I will say, like, even without rolling insight,
Yeah.
you see a sort of fear in her eyes as she considers this.
So Laura
Anyway.
says that we have met a mime recently.
Well,
Is it the act of speaking or the act of communicating? Yeah.
At all.
So like, even if we had message or sending or something like that, telepathy, that wouldn't help?
No, it wouldn't help. I will say that if anyone wants to try to get more information out of Diana, you are welcome to roll a persuasion check to do so.
Come on, it's the one thing I'm good at. Come on.
Can I help?
Hey!
Oh, I guess he doesn't.
I will say if anyone wants to give anyone the help action, you are welcome to do so.
Well, I don't think
my
Cedric
help
needs it,
action.
but if he did, I was trying to give him help. Wyatt, you're in the wrong spot now.
So, Cedric.
Hold on, I had something happen. I'm trying to get it back.
Okay.
Cedric, on a hot 22, what do you say to Diana to help her trust you?
What do I say to Diana? I've dealt with the unruly before. I'm certain we can protect you from whatever it is.
It's more than just unruly.
Yeah.
And it's not something to protect me from, it's something that already happened.
Is it something that could happen again?
No. I mean, yeah, but no. I'm not allowed to talk about certain things. And I can't talk about them for the same reasons that she gestures to her lower body, which is that of a horse.
Mm-hmm.
I made a deal with a hag. I asked to be reunited with my horse, and she did this.
So she twisted your wish.
Yeah. Yeah, she did. And
Gotta love
I hear
him.
that.
part of the conditions of that deal was that I can't talk about certain topics.
What if we talk about them?
No,
Oh.
I have a better idea. I can't talk about them, but the horses can. And she's going to gesture at the carousel.
Uh-huh.
And she's going to say, listen, Alistair, I don't know if you've, talked to anyone about this carousel, but these horses are so magic.
Uh-huh.
And if you can earn their trust, you should be able to ask them some questions, get some answers, maybe find out some more about this thing that you saw. that looks like Gleam, or maybe is Gleam, I don't know.
I could return
Amara
back.
is already by the horses.
Amara, they are full-on wooden horses.
When you said something that had me interested too, though, you just mentioned, sorry, Diana, you just mentioned a hag. Something we're also working on has to do with a hag, and it could possibly have to do with the same hag. Hags are also, there's millions of hags, so it might not, but it could.
I mean, there ain't such a thing as a coincidence here at the carnival. You know that.
So if I say something that you're not allowed to talk about, what happens to you?
I can't
Nothing?
respond.
Because I said it? You
I
can't
can't
respond, yes.
respond.
Okay, but I can say it.
Yeah, you
Okay.
can talk about stuff in front of me, but I can't.
Okay, so we recently found out about some shady deal, not involving you, some other shady deal, with the Hourglass Coven.
Her face is blank. There's no response whatsoever.
But out in my mind, that means I know that her lack of response is a response, because if it was not involved, she could have said no. She could have said.
Give me an insight check, Alistair.
Okay. I'm okay with that.
Alistair, on a
Yeah.
10, her blank expression started when you said, so we can talk about things, you just can't respond, right? That is when she went blank, and she hasn't made an expression since.
Yes. No, I get that. Like.
I think you triggered whatever it was.
Can you talk now?
Kyle, you were inaudible there for a second. Go again?
Oh, I just said Diana. So we can move on then. Can you talk now?
Diana remains blank.
Oh shoot.
Did we break her?
Zalora goes, "It is a lovely carnival we're having here. Isn't this a wonderful night?"
Yes! Fuck.
Oh,
Oh, God.
I'm so sorry. That looks very painful.
She coughs, and as she does so, she pulls her hand away from her mouth, and you see tree sap on her skin that is steaming hot.
Mm-hmm.
Let's not.
Alistair, please don't do that again.
No, I thought I could say stuff and it wouldn't negatively affect you. I
I didn't think it would.
Okay. Okay.
Zalora
I think
said,
this is just a warning not to try
Yeah.
it again.
Zalora says, "I'm really interested in the Carousel Horses. I think they're lovely. Is there a way I could entrust them to me so I could enjoy the carnival better?"
So... So... The horses... They come in pairs, and they keep... Half of them keep their names a secret. If you can learn the other half's names and paint them on, and when she says this, she hands you a bucket of golden paint and a set of paintbrushes. She says, you learn their names, you take a ride on them, you earn their trust. That's how it works.
And who do we talk to learn their names? Their pair?
Sort of. Diana actually brings you to the horses. There's no one else here because everyone else is still at the big top, even though you start to hear the music winding down over there. So you're at the tail end of the 4th hour now. She brings you over to the horses, and you see that some of the horses have full names on them. Some of them have names that are missing letters, but there are some letters that are still there.
Mm-hmm.
And she says they're named in ways that match proverbs or sayings, names that go together.
Mm-hmm.
So you look at one name, you see what letters are on the other, and you just guess from there.
If we get it wrong, what happens?
So I am going to write in the Roll20 chat which names are which.
All the tippy taps.
Tippy tap.
I love the sound of the keyboard.
It is pleasing.
It's the best part of a mechanical keyboard for sure.
Mechanical keyboards break less.
I put ice in that fancy little water dripper of yours, and you still look at
Clickety clackety clackety clue.
Yep. That's me. That's me.
No. No kisses.
Kiss that puppy. Kiss the puppy.
He just got his head out of the toilet. I ain't kissing that.
Oh my god.
You probably
I put
kissed
water
worse
in
while
that
drunk.
fancy little drip water
This is
thing.
why I close the
Yo.
toilet lid
Mm-hmm.
anytime my dog is next to it.
Oh, he just keeps on nosing it back open. I've given up at this point.
You got to get the baby,
Mercury suit is
the
strong
baby
enough for that thing,
safety things for your toilet lid.
You hear how expensive all these solutions are?
They're so cheap.
Just put like a bucket on top of it, or something heavy. Are this blanks like correct?
Yes, so that is the number of blank spaces. Each blank space is a letter.
Oh wait, is pair 1 bold? Fortune pair
Cedric,
bold?
do you write OLD on that horse?
Yes.
Cedric, you take a brush and the paint and you write OLD after the B. And as you do, your handwriting shifts to match the same font as Fortune.
Nice.
And that horse's mane goes from silver to gold.
Oh, I
Did I
think
do
I
it?
already know what number 2 is.
Did I do it
I
right?
actually have all of them, so I will be quiet.
Diana nods.
Cool.
God.
Who thinks they know what pair 2 is?
I got a good idea.
Gordon has a good idea. What's Gordon's idea?
I'm gonna go ahead and write IDE on there.
Gordon, you write IDE after the PR, and that horse's mane turns from silver to gold as your handwriting shifts into the same font as Fall.
Y'all got all the easy ones.
Apparently Alistair knows them all, Mr. Puzzle.
Alright.
Kyle, do you have an idea for pairs 3 or 4?
I have them both, but I wanted to let you guys. I wanted to get you guys go first. So, does Jess or
I abstain.
Shannon have it? No. Okay.
You know how I feel about
I
puzzles.
think they want you to do it.
Jess is
Okay.
abstaining. Shannon, do you have any ideas?
I have no ideas. Amara is just like trying to animal handle the horses.
So the third one is OS, so moss.
Ah.
You are absolutely correct. A rolling stone gathers no moss. You write OS, and that horse shifts and glimmers as its mane turns to gold. How about the fourth one?
9 NINE.
That is again absolutely correct. Do you know what the proverb is?
A stitch in time saves. A stitch in time save 9.
Absolutely correct.
See, that's why I
Um,
thought it was
I-
time, but then it was an N.
I never heard that one.
I was
Never,
mad
I have not heard that one.
That's
ever.
why they have the N there and not the E
because it's
Yeah.
too easy.
or the
otherwise.
I, because otherwise it would be time.
Many there were. Yeah.
So that's absolutely correct. So, Cedric, Gordon, and Alistair put their noggins together, and they managed to get all the horses' names written down.
In record time.
As you get them written, the horses all begin to glow. A brilliant, glimmering shine takes over their coats. And Diana says, "Take a ride."
All right, Diana, you might want to step away because we're going to be asking some questions that might hurt you if you were.
Oh, it all happens in your heads. I
Oh.
can't hear none of it.
Okay,
Oh,
good.
okay, cool. Oh, psychic courses. Yay!
All right.
Um,
Zalora picks the proudest horse. Is there a
hey,
seahorse?
Zalora, you pick Pride.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, it's the only one that's.
Nice.
Wow.
Nice.
I would like bold.
Fantastic.
I guess I'll go.
You
with
don't need
Stone.
to name a horse to pick if you don't want to, but if you want to, feel free.
I want moss.
I feel like we're naming out things and we're going to be like the Captain Planet team. You know what I mean?
But your powers combined.
I think I
Okay,
interrupted
and a
Cedric.
rainbow
What were you going
horse.
to say?
I said stone.
Cedric takes stone. Gordon, which one are you writing? Fortune, Fall, Stitch, and 9 are left.
Let's go with fall.
Fantastic.
I left Blinken up and I put him on 9.
Oh my god.
Kettle
This is so
Steam.
awkward.
Kettle Steam is gonna ride Fortune.
Because cats have 9 lives, he's a dog.
Oh.
Even writing that thing.
Blinken is just like draped over the saddle.
I kind of picture him as like a hound dog, like all droopy, like Super Dog.
He's absolutely a droopy little hound
He's a
dog.
goofy, yeah.
I just imagine, because whenever I pick up my dog, she goes like fucking rigid, and that's what I'm imagining this dog
He
is
goes
doing on top
full
of this.
limp. There are no bones in this dog.
It's a no bones day, guys.
My word.
The carousel begins to turn as all of you go aside your steeds. As it does, you feel not a voice, but more like a presence, almost riding alongside your own thoughts in your mind. Does anyone have specific questions for the horses?
Let us ask about our moon mask.
Let
female.
me.
Well, I do want to get to the moon, but I also want to just specifically ask about Diana and that, but yeah.
I have a whole notepad. Let's see. What has not been followed up on?
Oh my god.
What do they know about the Hourglass Coven?
Yeah,
Say the note taker strikes back.
Cedric, do you ask that question of the horse?
Yes.
Cedric, you ask, what do you know of the Hourglass Coven? And Stone answers you, let me grab some notes just to make sure that I am giving you the right information.
Do we all hear each other's questions and the horse's answers, or is
You
it
do
like...
not.
Okay.
It is all, however, I will say that y'all could have, like, done some degree of coordination beforehand, so that you're not going to double things up too bad. Cedric, when you ask, what do you know of the Hourglass Coven, Stone is going to answer, I know that Scabatha Nightshade has stolen what you seek.
Don't like that.
Okay, such you guys are gonna light up there.
Don't like that.
I love the name Scabatha.
Scabatha Nightshade was the name that the horse gave you.
Any relation to a nightshade you know?
Does anyone else have any specific questions? I will say each of you get to ask up to three questions, or if you don't have questions, the horses will volunteer information.
Glister.
Shannon, you ask about Glister. Glister was the elven acrobat who wore the sun mask. So you ask about that. And let me go look at something else really quickly to make sure that I'm giving you information that is accurate, because there's a lot of stuff going on right now.
I get straight to the point.
You know what? You do, and I love that. Let's see. You ask about Glister, and Moss answers you, oh shit, I already tapped away from that because I'm a fool. Glister is going to answer, the one you seek has been stolen away to a mountaintop theater.
Do we keep talking, or I'm assuming we're going in a round table
Let's kind of go in around. So
we don't get the impression that the conversation ends, though, right?
only metagame wise, because
Okay,
each
cool.
of you gets 3 questions, or the horse volunteers up to 3 pieces of information.
Awesome. Thank you, Kyle.
Alistair, thank you for taking notes.
Would like to ask, how or why Gleam has been around the carnival after she disappeared.
You hear back, The creature you see is not Gleam, or at least is not all of Gleam.
I don't like the implications of this.
Gordon and Zalora have questions to ask, or information to be given.
Zalora has...
No, you go first.
Okay. Zalora has a lot of questions, but there's only one question that she needs to know. How do I get my song back?
You can retrieve the thing you lost by traveling to a dead, hollowed tree in a sylvan forest.
Happy.
Tippity tap.
Tippity tap 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 tap. You know what? Alistair's got it.
I
Gordon.
Tabitha with 3 A's, and then I changed it to an I.
Gordon, what question are you asking?
Are Mr. Witch and Light in league, or are they also sharing the rule of victim?
You get back. Mr. Witch and the owners of this carnival have been forced into a terrible pact by the Hourglass Coven.
Well, I was right about the theory.
When you say that, Gordon, you do remember that one of the things that was said in the conversation that Kettlestein said was, "Our hands were forced, but our eyes were open." And with that, we're gonna loop back around. Cedric, what are you gonna ask?
Gonna continue the trail? What do you know about Scapita Nightshade?
You hear back, the hag you seek sleeps in a dollhouse and cannot remember the first creature she sees when she wakes up.
Oh.
Okay.
That's cool.
Moving on, I believe it's Amara next. Unless you don't have anything in mind, in which case we move to someone else.
No, I just need to.
You broke up for me. Would you say to Dalton?
Oh, I'm sorry. The answer that the horse gave to Dalton to Cedric rather, was the hag you seek sleeps in a dollhouse and cannot remember the first creature she sees when she wakes up. Alright, so Miss
That's
Amara.
Okay. Is this mountaintop theater in the carnival?
The Mountaintop Theater resides within the Prismere realm of Yawn. And I'm going to type that myself because there's a lot of proper nouns in that statement.
Prismere.
You were on Moss, I believe.
I was on Moss, yes. His foresty one.
Let's go to Alistair next. What are you gonna ask? If you don't know yet, that's totally... Oh, nope, y'all are frozen for me. That's why you weren't moving.
No, I'm thinking.
No,
he just wasn't talking.
I'm frozen. Yeah, I think I'll say, yeah, because I guess we're all following our own paths, so I'll keep going. And I know from Cedric the shadow thing, so I'll say, I know. So I'll do like a statement, and then yeah. So I know the gleam that we saw was a shadow, does the real Gleam still exist? Where are they?
That was 2 questions in a row.
Sorry, no, that's fair. Where, if the real Gleam exists, where are they?
You are going to get back that, the elf known as Gleam has been spirited away, to a mountaintop theater. And next up is Zalora.
Zalora would say, how do I get to where I need to be? Like, as in, like, where on the map or through where? Like, how
So
do...
you get back the entrance, or the pathway that leads to the Sylvan Forest lies within this very carnival. Though its methods are known only to a few. And finally, Gordon.
I guess I should have assumed they were together, but I assumed they were apart.
Hey, you know what? That's information you have now.
Yeah.
I have
Gordon, do
2.
you... Okay. Well, fortunately, you have 2 questions remaining.
Yeah, so if you could write yours down, because I didn't get it, but if you could write it down, Jess, that'd be cool.
I guess out of the ones I still have. What's the correlation with the 2 small goblins?
You're gonna have to be more specific for my sake. Because
Yeah,
neither the horse
little
or I knows the goblins you're
from
referring to.
people. The actual pickpockets.
I think you mean the little green frog-like person.
We only described him as goblin-esque. No one actually told me a name, so that's what I've been going
No
with.
one knows a name, but you said 2 goblin people. We've only seen the one frog-like
No,
goblin.
we've seen the brown one, and then in the Hall of Illusions, the one with the pig mask.
Oh, no,
There's a green and a brown one. We've seen 2
No,
specific.
So
there's a blue,
Cedric has
blue,
seen
green.
this one.
Yeah, green. And I saw a blue one.
Blue?
Yes.
Well, blue, brown, regardless, there were 2 of them, and we're aware of them, so I wanted to ask that question. Like,
This
what,
This is
what's
the one that we
correlation?
all saw in the Hall of Illusions.
I'm
When
glad
you
I didn't go
refer
to the
to-
Hall of Illusions. Jesus.
Right? When y'all refer to when you refer to goblins, are you referring to those 2 creatures?
Yeah, because, again, we never knew a name. I was just told goblin-esque.
Gotcha.
So that's what I'm getting.
Who said goblin-esque? That's what I'm asking, because neither of them look like goblins to me. I don't know.
Fundamentally, it does not matter. So we are moving on from that.
Please.
You ask that question. What is the relation between these creatures?
We'll just call them the pickpockets. It's easy that way.
There you
Only
go.
one of them is a pickpocket, the other one's not a pickpocket.
Well, the horse says to you in return, they are thieves employed by the Hourglass Coven.
Oh, so they're underemployed. That means there's a trail to follow. Perfect.
And that leaves, I believe we go back around now, back to Cedric. Cedric, do you have a third and final question to ask, or do you simply want to let the horse volunteer information to you?
How do we get to this dollhouse?
You get back. The dollhouse lies within Prismere, and the path there resides within this very carnival, though the method to use it is known only to a few. And we loop around once my picture has returned because my Discord hiccuped again. Da, 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 da. When are y'all gonna come back to me?
Never.
Baby, come back. Any kind of fool.
There we go. Alright, we're gonna go back around. I believe that number 2 is Amara.
It is. Amara's going to ask if so basically the horse said that Glister was in the mountaintop theater.
That is correct.
And then I asked where it was, and then I found that out.
That is correct. The horse
is the thing I saw gleam a danger to the carnival?
Before you ask that, I will tell you that there is a piece of information that you can feel that the horse wants to give you. It can only give that to you if you do not ask a question.
Oh, okay. You seem like you want to tell me something.
Also within this theater resides what you have lost. Your colors are there within this theater.
Amara's gonna try and ask, how do I get there, and then get cut off by magical
When
plot.
when you do ask, the horse is silent.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go to Alistair.
I have an idea. I have a question that's not along any of this line of thinking. I'll say, bold. I've been put with these other people who have lost things.
What have I lost?
What have I lost?
Incredible.
Kyle! I would give
Alistair,
you inspiration for that. Jesus.
I know, right? I kind of want to too. Unfortunately, I can't. Kyle, I'm sorry, Alistair, you ask that, and Bold pauses and says, "You have lost much. Your age, your memory, much of your own life has been stolen from you. And we move to Zalora.
Who knows the path? Who do I have to speak to find the way to open the path?
Pride is going to say, I know that the way is known to the owners of the carnival. And finally, we are back to Gordon for his third and final question.
How do I get the proprietors to open up to me?
You get the impression that is not a question the horse can answer. However, that did not use up your question. You may ask a different one.
Damn. All right, I had a backup question. Which one was it?
Nice try, though.
Oh no, I deleted it by accident. Yeah, I lost my other one.
Oh dear.
I hope that wasn't
I will say the horse has a piece of information to give you if you don't have a question to ask it.
I lost it, so I just hope that wasn't critical information.
Uh-oh.
I'm sure you'll get critical information from the info.
Do you want the horse to volunteer information?
Yep, I got nothing.
Fantastic. The horse is going to say, the memory you have lost is in the possession of Bavlorna Blightstraw.
Ooh, different people.
Don't get names for mine?
You didn't ask for a name for yours.
I didn't ask for anything. They didn't volunteer the name information.
I apparently am not a good note taker because I was doing really well and then I got distracted by plot and then stopped taking notes.
Oh no!
What was the name one more time? I
am going to type it down. Remind me, you're writing on Fortune?
No, I am writing on Fall.
You're writing on Fall.
So if anybody has information that I did not type out, you should probably add it to the notes.
And my second one was pretty basic. Or my third one was pretty basic.
Like, I got 2 good questions, and my third one was just a repeat, essentially.
Same, I got 2 good questions and one of mine was a repeat as well, yeah.
Oh well.
Y'all are frozen up for me again, so don't say anything critical until y'all come back.
Critical!
Baby, come back.
Critical
Okay,
save.
you're back.
Critical save.
So, actually, I'm gonna say that when that third question is asked, the carousel ride comes to an end. And I am going to give the party a quick break to go over the things they have learned, because I need to go pee.
That sounds
so
great to
take a
me.
quick break. If you want to go over what you've learned, feel free. I will return shortly.
I would also like a chance to pee, so...
Of course. I mean, y'all are also allowed to go pee.
Woo!
I was gonna say permission or not, my dog's begging me, so.
So let's break!
I'll just sit here then.
Aww. I'm
That's
so
why I thought we're going out to dark with
lonely. I'm so lonely.
Actually,
John, let me sit
play my
here,
Switch.
look at the notes and see if there's anything I missed.
Oh.
A lot. You missed a lot.
I only missed things towards the end. I think I got everything until Gleam and Mountaintop, and then I think I fell off after that.
Guys,
Solution. I'll just play my Switch.
I fucked up.
What'd you do?
I zipped up too fast. My beard's caught in my zipper.
Oh.
No! Oh, okay.
Oh, God.
Oh my god.
As someone who has had that happen when I had like a longer beard, I know the pain.
Jesus.
Okay.
Also, I just can't wait to see all the people freaking out over figuring out where their stuff is. Because we already know that Laura's gonna freak out. I'm not sure if Wyatt will, but I have a feeling Amara will.
Yeah, no, there's a very different reaction.
I wonder who's gonna freak out. Nintendo, stop being god awful with your internet. I just want to play. Smash Bros.
Oh.
It's fine.
I know what I should have asked. Okay.
What should you have asked?
Where my friend's stuffed bunny was.
Ooh. Yeah, that does sound kind of important.
Come on. Get moving. Cold outside.
I like the cold.
I thankfully don't have that problem. I'm wearing pajamas underneath my jeans, and they feel amazing.
You don't like the cold?
Oh no, I love the cold, on the contrary, because it lets me keep layering until I feel perfect, as opposed to you can only get so naked in public before it's a crime.
I just like being cold.
I just prefer cold to hot, because it's easier to fix.
Yeah. Like for me, I can't deal with the heat because I overheat insanely quickly. So I really like the fact.
Oh yeah. That's one of the weird things about the Midwest, being Midwest for me, though. It has to get pretty cold before you consider it cold.
Mhm.
I'm the guy with his windows down in degree weather. I'm that stereotype.
Do I want to fight my amiibo while I wait? I'm gonna fight my amiibo. Crom, where
Come
are
on,
you?
bud.
There you are.
Go inside.
Is this the NFE touch point? Okay. Oh right, I remember. I named my amiibo Outclassed.
Why do you try to eat everything you think is a living thing? I don't understand.
Maybe he's just hungry.
I don't know how. I just bought him a 31-pound bag of food today.
Did he eat the 31-pound bag of food already?
No, if he did, I would be both impressed and horrified.
Did you say... Sorry, did you say impressed and horrified?
Yes. Oh.
Your dog's just a competitive eater.
Okay. Warm. Need warm.
What do I want as my last squad strike character?
What am I making a dinner?
Let's go. Captain Falcon. Why An amendment. Interesting.
So that's a thing.
Huh? What?
Am I still muted?
No, we can hear
Nope,
you.
you can hear me. Perfect.
Everyone else is just gone.
Yes.
Get back.
And I'm playing squash.
Let me tell you, I am so glad that y'all went to the carousel, because there's so much information there.
Part of me wants to be like, so can we just write it again? Because who knows?
I mean, it was a lot, right? It was a lot.
Yeah, who knows? Maybe we can just do it again.
I was gonna ask Diana that.
So as y'all, I'm sorry, no, not everyone's back yet.
Yeah.
I believe we're still missing Shannon and we're still missing Jess. So important for note taking, I did add an amendment to Moss's last statement to Amara. It is in the Roll20 chat.
I like playing squash.
We got 3 names in total then, right?
You
Scabbeth,
did get 3 names in total. Scabatha Nightshade, Bathlorna Blightstraw, and Endolin Moongrave.
Why does Nightshade sound so familiar?
Because Nightshade is Jess's character's name
In Candlekeep.
in Candlekeep, where you are Lance.
I was like, that name sounds very familiar.
That's also why Jess said when it happened, she's like, is she related to anyone? But that Jess's joke doesn't make sense because Nightshade's first name is Nightshade, not her last name.
Yeah, her last name's Sweetthorn, isn't that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not really an appropriate name for this character. Because of reasons.
So that's actually the first time I've heard it said out loud. I always assumed it was Sweet Horn, but you're right. It's definitely Sweet Thorn because there's 2 T's.
Yeah, it's super duper Sweetthorn.
Yeah, no, you're right.
You talking about my last name?
I am.
I in my head I always said Sweet Horn with an E. And that's wrong.
The sweetest of horns.
Mm-hmm. I'll show you a sweet
Behold
horn,
its
baby.
blaring sound.
I'll tell you, I'm so a sweet horn. I'll tell you.
Ow.
Okay.
You okay there, Dalton?
Oh, I'm playing Squad Strike.
Oh, okay. That was an in-game out. Okay.
Yes, that was an in-game out. I just got flared blitzed.
So I have also added a party notes handout to the information tab. So feel free to use that if you need to put in notes about the campaign, about your characters, so on and so forth. Just remember that if 2 people are editing it at the same time, it will only take the edits of whoever started first.
Interesting.
I'm gonna copy and paste all that we just found out into that.
Fantastic.
Oh, great.
How are we all ready to jump back in, kids?
Oh, I don't have the power to edit it.
Yes.
I just have a blank hand.
Oh! You know what? There's a separate can be edited by section.
Good
You're
job.
absolutely right. Hey, Shannon?
Good job.
Shut the fuck up, Shannon. Amara loses a level. Now she's level 1. How does that...
No.
I would like it noted when people were saying I'm a gray bunny. I'm a gray. I have green too. There's green on mine.
Okay, yeah, there's some green on there, I guess.
Mucus rabbit.
Oh, is it my whole internet that's stuttering and not just Discord? That's strange.
Well,
If
wouldn't...
it were, it would also be mine.
Yeah, I was about to say, wouldn't it also affect her?
Yeah.
It's probably just my computer being a shit piece of crap.
You should buy a
This
new
poor
computer.
thing is like 11 years old. I need
You need a
do
new
some-
computer.
Some massive
We have
upgrade.
plans to upgrade Joe's computer somehow.
If they weren't so expensive, I'd ask them for Christmas presents, but you can't
Yeah,
really ask
nope.
for a new CPU for Christmas.
You can ask me to build it for you for a Christmas present. I
You
can
know
do that.
what? Actually, Shannon, that might not be a bad idea. Anyway, so the 5 of you get off the carousel, and Diana, like, helps you off down the steps. I hope that helped.
Anyway, we can do it again.
You're welcome to ride again, but you won't hear from the horses again. It only
Okay.
happens once.
Oh, hey, I'm sorry, JD. Hey, 2 things. One, does Blinken get 3 questions, and does Sweet Kettle get 3 questions?
Kettle steam.
Kettlestein.
Blinken looks up at you and goes, "Arr, arr, arr, arr."
Blinken knows where all
It is
the bacon
entirely
is in the
possible that
carnival.
Blinken did ask 3 questions and has absolutely no way of communicating it to you.
Wait,
No,
let
that
me look.
makes sense.
Hold up. Let me look at
Kettlestein goes, "That ride was stupid. None of the horses talked."
Maybe
And
if
Diana
we were
goes-
nicer to them.
That's odd. The horses should have spoken to you unless you insulted them. And Kettlestein looks to the side.
So Laura leans over to Pride and she's like, I'll come back and just ask how your day is.
Would this work? Oh,
my God.
So Laura, you hear a "Oh" in your head.
Would that work with the dog?
Would that work with the dog? No.
It does just say creature, though.
So the issue is that that requires the ability to speak.
Does it?
Yes, it does. So Cedric, you can cast message on Blinken, and you get back whispered into your ear.
Okay.
It's worth a shot. It was worth a
But
shot.
if it was like sending, is that the same thing?
No, sending is still, you have to share a language. If one of you had telepathy,
Or speak
that
with
might
animals.
be another question.
Okay.
What? No, actually, I see about that.
However, as the 5 of you get off the carousel and Diana leads you down, you notice that the big top has completely let out. People are once again milling all about the carnival and have probably coming out as you are riding the carousel. And Diana says, "Oh, by the way, you hello." And standing behind Diana is a very tall figure. You see this gentleman.
Oh, is he taller than me?
He's 9 feet tall.
Is he
Yes,
carrying
it
a
is.
squirrel?
He what? I'm sorry?
Is he carrying a squirrel?
There is a squirrel running around him, but jumps off when he greets the 5 of you. Alistair, you know that this is Burley. He is
Aptly
one
named.
of the head witchlight hands.
Oops.
And Burley looks at the 5 of you and says, "Management would like to speak to you."
Oh,
Of
that's
course.
great. I think we also want to speak to management.
That's good. Follow me, please.
Yeah.
This is very.
1 second though. Hey, so I mean, if you have speak with
Excuse me,
animals,
Alistair, it has been 1 second.
Oh, okay, Burley, give me 2 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah. So one thing, Shannon, do you have speak with animals?
Yes.
Because I don't think that's a waste of a spell slot. Blinken might have important information.
I don't care about Blinken. I want to talk to the fucking squirrel.
No, but Blinken got to ask 3 questions, so that's 3. We can talk to Blinken.
I don't think your dog's gonna first off understand what questions were even like, what answers were given.
So I will tell you already, Amara, you know speak with animals will not work because a blink dog is not a beast.
Yeah, there you go.
Well,
Fake
I
dog.
had another thought, which is why I asked Burley for 2 minutes.
Oh,
okay.
He's counting there in the corner.
Is that Link dogs know Sylvan, and Alistair knows Sylvan. So, while Blinken cannot talk, if I do like 20 questions with Blinken, he could like nod his head yes or shake his head no.
If the party is willing to wait for you to play this game with Blinken, absolutely you can.
While he does this, can we catch up with information? Because we never told each other what we heard.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Oh, yes, I'm so sorry. Y'all could have done that before Burley approached you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so y'all can compare notes and collect information.
I would say in Sylvan to Blinken, looking at him, and I would say, Blinken boy, based on this is all in Sylvan. based on what we've been talking here and stuff, do you understand at all about what's going on, like with like us missing things and lost items and lost people and stuff like that? No? Okay, cool. Do you did you hear the part about the ghost girl and like how she's like she has a twin sister? Did you get that at all? Cool.
You know that Blinken only speaks Sylvan.
I realize that now. Yep.
And
Cool.
nothing you said before was in Sylvan.
It was in Sylvan, exactly. So now on, I'm gonna have to make sure I translate shit in Sylvan. I'm sorry, boy. I should have been talking to you in Sylvan more often. That's my bad. What? Did you talk to a horse while you were on the ride, boy? Nod your head if you talk to a horse. Horses don't talk in Sylvan, and therefore, if the horse is only talking common, you probably couldn't talk to
Guys,
a horse.
do all of us know Sylvan?
Nope.
No.
Oh, I know Sylvan.
I know many languages. Sylvan ain't one of them.
I mean, 3 out of 5 ain't bad.
Yeah. The two of you hear me talking to
I went with the devil and angel theme.
yeah,
Incredible.
Yeah. Okay, so based on what he just did, the horse, he has no idea what I'm talking about. Okay.
Literally nothing at all does he understand
Yes. Okay,
of
cool.
this.
Oh well, you're a good boy. Okay.
He affectionately gnaws on your leg.
Yes. I would just look at Diana and be like, you said it wouldn't answer a question to damn it, Steam Kettle, because
Kettle
it was
Steam.
No,
No,
Steam.
Kettle Steam!
I'm gonna start calling him that.
Guessing they probably don't talk to animals because Blinken here didn't talk to the horses, so probably just they don't talk to animals. I bet.
Oh. No, Blinken rode the carousel years ago, from what I understand.
So it's a once forever.
It's once per person. I don't think the horses have ever spoken to anyone twice.
Okay. So I would go back to Blinken and be like, did you ask the horse this question way back when? Okay.
Arr?
Cool.
Blinken's a very old dog, and his memory has been going as of late.
Okay. Okay. That's okay.
He rode the carousel when he was a much younger man.
Yes. And
Oh.
I love him despite his falling apart.
I'm so glad. He's perfect. Okay, so here's a question. As the party shares information, is there anything that you withhold from each other? Is there anything you don't say aloud?
Oh, I would like to have mine happen, like, not as a part of the catch-up, because mine was personal, as opposed to, like, I guess you guys find out where your voice was and where your colors are was a personal moment, too. You guys care about that at all?
I mean, if you want to hide it, you hide it. Our opinion on it doesn't matter.
So Alistair does not share what he's lost. Is that correct?
No, I'm going to share it, and I'm saying I would like to actually RP that moment when it happened. That's all I meant.
Oh, okay.
So Diana says, I can give y'all some time if you want to do your thing. Give y'all some space.
Yeah, you probably should, because if we're going to be talking about stuff that could hurt you, yeah, that'd probably be best.
I appreciate it. That would suck.
Yeah, again, super sorry, Diana.
Hey, you didn't know, I didn't know, it's fine. It's fine.
Do you want a drink? I can get you one.
Did we actually
mean-
drink the flower drink?
I don't know,
I
did
did
you?
cheers before, so I'm assuming
Wait,
yes.
there was no cheers. Oh wait, was there a cheers?
There was a
Yeah.
cheers in the chat.
Oh, I missed the cheers.
Mr. Cheers.
You gotta pay attention to the chat.
There was important stuff being said, so no interruptions.
Diana says, I appreciate that, but I shouldn't be drinking on the job.
Fair enough.
As we're exchanging information,
Y'all can go behind the carousel to do this if you wish.
Okay. I would just say, so in addition to the stuff I found about Glebe and Gliss, I want to say glitter or glisten every time.
There was
Mister.
people in the Hunger Games called Glimmer and
Glisten?
Glisten, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's unfortunate.
I also, my third question was about myself. turns out we're all in the same boat. I'm joining the club. It's official. I'm
Which
also...
one? T-shirts.
Yeah, we should get t-shirts, say the Losers Club. We've all lost something that makes us losers. So I also had something stolen from me. And I don't quite understand it, but apparently they said my wisdom, my memories, and my age have all been stolen from me.
Zalora looks like incredibly shocked and like starts to tear up.
So, the only thing I could do to that would be a wish spell to DH someone? Maybe there might be other spells that could do that. But affecting the memories, I'm not so sure about.
Cedric, if you would be so kind as to give me either an Arcana or Religion check as you consider this.
How about history?
You can use history, the DC will be higher.
Also, the things that
I'm
were
gonna
stolen from us,
because I don't think +2 will counteract it.
things that were stolen from us were important to us. How would, like, I wonder how your age would be important to you. I guess your knowledge would definitely be, but
I'm sure knowledge would be, yeah.
Also, depending on, it would be all the memories of those years. How many ever
Cedric,
But memories
on
are part
a-
of knowledge.
Cedric, on a 5, you have like the weirdest, vaguest memory of your mentor speaking about a topic like this, of thieves of some kind, and you just can't call that memory up. Not quite.
I'm gonna roll something for my own character's sake.
Ooh!
Okay, never
Oh, I love that!
Oh.
Oh, I love
Oh,
this. This is so cool.
this is connected, but not quite. I remember last week, Wyatt had said that something happened in the Hall of Mirrors that then he was going to ask to look at the drawing of me. That's not connected to now. Well, it kind of is, but that's what jogged my memory. But I remember that happened, and Wyatt said he felt bad about forgetting it. So this is me reminding Wyatt.
Thank you. I forgot about it again tonight. So
Which, honestly, Alistair just said that he lost his age.
Yes.
So, Gordon, that's a good in-character reason for your memory to get jogged.
I was gonna say, yeah.
I was
actually,
supposed
that
to
is a
jog
good
it,
point,
sorry.
Because
Yeah.
yeah, Let me think here. Yeah. All right.
Amara does know that she also saw an old Harangon at the carnival, but I don't know if that would connect the dots.
Yeah, no, that was a sketch, actually.
But it was also like, I don't know, she was younger, and I don't think Amara would make that connection. I would rather.
No, but that being said, in character, I'm gonna kind of lean over. Can I borrow that sketch one more time? I need to double check on something.
Amara like bristles, like she's just been shocked, as like the wing like touches her, and then she sure, here, and she pulls out the sketchbook and hands it to him. She doesn't even take the paper out, she just hands him the whole sketchbook.
Oh, that's perfect. He just kind of takes a couple steps away and he starts muttering to himself, looking like between the sketch and then like up and squinting at Alistair like he's trying to remember.
Hey, Gordon, for 2 purposes, I need you to give me an investigation check.
Okay. Suddenly I'm worried.
You're a private investigator. This is like a thing for you. So first question, hey Amara, on a 15 investigation, what does he find in your sketchbook? Oh, y'all are frozen up for me. Hold on. You're back.
Very
Go ahead.
We're good.
We're good. Go ahead.
That was a very guilty
You gave him the whole sketchbook, and let me tell you, I am
You're gonna run with
delighted.
it. God damn it.
I mean, you did do a painting for Cedric, so...
So yeah, there would be, I guess there would be like sketches. I don't know what Cedric would like, so that would be more of a Dalton question, I guess. But also amongst them, there would be like small like facial sketches and stuff of probably Cedric, and there would also be a large work in progress sketch of Zalora playing like a musical instrument. What would you call yours?
A gall.
A gall. It would be Zalora playing the gall.
All right.
What I will also notate, as you look through the book, Gordon, is that everything in that book is written in inks and charcoals. There are no paints anywhere. Am I correct, Amara?
Yeah,
No,
I
that-
mean, paint would be, even if she did paint like large sketches, they would be on a canvas, not in the sketchbook itself.
Right.
You would not be able to keep it together.
Cat, what are you doing? Cut it out.
What indeed? But you do get to a sketch of an elder Harengon man.
There it is.
You look between the sketch and Alistair, and on a 15 investigation, there is a resemblance there.
Well, not even just that. He also saw the older version of me in the mirror.
Yeah, that's what I was comparing it to.
Oh!
He's trying to compare the old me he saw in the mirror versus the sketch of me in the book.
Because it specifically tripped me up, and I didn't say it out loud at the time because I wasn't.
That's absolutely
look at
correct.
pictures.
Because for a
And you look
moment
at
I
the
was
picture
afraid
view.
I might be racist.
This is the same picture.
You did get like a shit ass roll in the Hall of Illusions,
Yeah.
if I recall correctly.
Yeah.
Yes.
So Gordon, you look between that and you like cross-reference it with the memory of that Harengon, and it has been an eventful few hours. So your memory of that Hall of Illusions is not what you might call impeccable, but there you detect similarities. The shape of the ears, do Harengons have hereditary jawlines? You're not sure, but you think probably that bone structure is a similarity between Harengons, and maybe
Right. I'm gonna
teeth structure
check that
as well. There's some buck teeth going on. Is that just a rabbit thing? Are you just being racist? You're not really
Oh,
sure.
no, I didn't mean to do that.
Are there little
Um,
speckles on his nose that he can match up?
But I will say that looking, like remembering that image and looking at this, you would guess, bare minimum, strong family resemblance.
Well, well, well. I did find you after all.
Hey,
What?
Shannon, Diane is yelling at your door, just so you're aware.
Oh, yeah, I'm not aware. Mercury's so much louder, she like echoes on the door.
Anyway, Gordon is saying something.
Anyway. Well, I finally found you. Unfortunately, doesn't help. Damn. But for what it's worth, I did know you, Mr. Alistair. Alistair, yes. Well, know is a very subjective term, but still.
I will say that around this point, you see a bugbear walking up to the carousel and starts talking to Diana. And you all notice Diana pointing to y'all.
Okay. We did discuss that we definitely want to talk to Barnum and Bailey, and
I saw you put that in the chat, and I was like, oh, that's just their names now.
Yes.
I can't
God
stop
damn it.
this.
Now wait, I don't think Alistair fully understood what Gordon was saying. So he's trying to like put it together in his mind. And he'd be like, "Do you mean you might have known me before my memory loss? Because I have never met you before."
Well, that's exactly it. How do I put this?
We didn't
When
meet
I snuck
you,
in, I
this
knew I
you
saw
before.
the older you. And for some reason, that's what stuck with me. It's the last thing I remember before my stuff was taken in turn.
You had your
I was
memory.
hoping you had something to do with it, but here you are in the same boat as us.
And you had your memory jogged by Amara's sketch of a random old Harengon.
Well, it was more in the hall. I may have not been completely truthful. Your reflection reminded me a lot of the old.
Yes. And then, so Amara, did you meet the other me?
Had to.
I met
I mean, look at the resemblance.
I met the Harengon in the picture. If Gordon is saying that he saw an older version of you match this, then it stands to reason that yes, I would have met, I guess, the other version of you.
Oh, I do so love synchronicities. It makes my job so much easier in the long run.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
At this point, Burley walks up to the five
Yes,
of you.
Burley, I think we're good, Burley. We're good to go, I think.
When you say
Okay.
bosses, do you mean Witch and Light?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean management.
I mean, that's where
Oh.
we were planning on going anyway, so...
Oh,
Guys,
that's good.
So what do you think about that, Kettle?
Kettlesteam looks at Burley and Burley says, "I don't think you were included."
Oh, but they're
And
with
Kettlesteam
us.
says, Kettlesteam does not speak. She lets out this like long blaring foghorn noise.
Oh no.
And Burley goes, "I don't know how you did that with your mouth."
Kettle's supposed to come with us.
Wait,
It's part of the group.
Burley.
So what I'm gonna say right here, Zalora, what is your wisdom score?
Probably not good. Let me check. My wisdom score is 11.
Is an 11. I'm gonna say even with a slightly above average wisdom, you get the impression that bringing the person who's been causing nothing but trouble with you to see Witch and Light will probably not be... It won't be a point in your favor, and it won't help any kind of discussion you have with them. Not to mention, Kettlesteam is not the kind of creature that can be controlled.
Okay, so I'd go over to Kettle and be like, "Hey, Kettle, so we're going to try and get as much information out of them as possible, but we're afraid because you've been causing a bit of trouble that they'll clam up when you see us. Or they see you."
Oh, what? So I've been a bitch like, what, 17 times in the past 2 hours, and that suddenly makes me unpresentable for public?
Yes.
That was an awfully specific sentence that you must have heard at some point, Kettlesteam.
It was like 17 different sentences, so
I heard
shut up.
Meal in there. I heard the piecemeal. You're good.
Thank you, Wyatt. I'm trying to differentiate voices very quickly. It's hard.
Yeah.
Kenku are hard to play.
So she leaves.
They really
So
are.
Kettlesteam will say, "Okay, ask about Zybilna, and ask about Prismir."
Got it.
Oh, I think at this point, I think that they. I would almost argue that like it's kind of like they're also your clients. I look at Gordon because if I think that they aren't the enemy, they could be an ally against the Coven. The Coven's the enemy.
Oh, don't get me wrong. This is very clearly a case of extortion. Now, the question is what they're using as leverage.
So, with that in mind, the entire party...
Kettle, we'll make
is
it back
going
to you
to
and tell
head-
you what's going on, I promise.
We have to worry about Kettlesteam. We have to worry about you like running off or leaving. Like you're working with us, right?
I mean, he doesn't get any information if he doesn't.
She!
Yeah, she.
He. Okay.
I swear on my on Scout's honor that I won't cause any trouble for the next 30 minutes.
Zalora says,
hours.
define
That's
trouble.
Everyone at once starts talking when she says that. And she-
Amara goes 1 hour and then hears Alistair and like, wait, fuck.
Zalora says, define
Goes,
trouble.
"Sounds good to me!" and runs off.
No,
Oh,
define
shit.
trouble.
I should know better. I'm a noble.
Burley is going to bring the 5 of you over to the staff area. Burley takes you all to a part of the carnival that is surrounded by this 20-foot tall wall of thorns.
Oof.
It's like really thick brambles that he takes you to.
Do we get like a minute outside before we're let in or anything like that, or is it just like?
if you need a moment, you can ask Burley to wait.
Yeah, I think like right outside the tent flap or whatever, Amara would say, Okay, we discussed what we found out. So, how are we
Should I
going
be
about
covering
this?
my ears for this? Is this a private conversation?
I don't care.
Oh, okay.
Really, you're
How
good
do we
people.
want to go about this?
Thank
We
you,
can't just go
Buttons.
in guns blazing if we know that they're
I mean-
not fully at fault.
I suggest we let the investigator take the lead. Having us all ask questions relatively sporadically won't end well.
Close. I would say, and also at the same time, let them volunteer information. Once they know what we're after, let them put their own feet in their own mouth. Like, let them dig their own grave. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I don't know.
Alistair, have you ever thought about detective work? That's very foresightful of you.
Maybe he was a detective in his past life.
I have a vision
Oh
of
my
myself solving
God.
crimes.
Really,
Actually
really
trying
rub
to
it
get
in. Rub it in,
One
Amara.
time the gondola swan said that I must have been a goose in a past life.
Is it because you're silly?
Maybe.
Bro's gonna turn back to the wall of thorns, and he's gonna wave his hand, and you see a sigil glowing on the back of his wrist, and the wall of thorns recedes, and you see a circle of wagons. Burley takes you into that circle to one particular wagon. I will note also that among these wagons is also one enormous glass bowl full of water, and also a couple of fish. That you can reasonably intuit is Pelag's transportation.
Which one do I sleep in?
Okay, that time I heard my cat. Hang on.
Yeah, she loud. She's been yowling the whole night. I'm gonna say, Alistair, if you zoom in real close,
Yep.
you sleep in this one.
Okay.
I meant to draw a shape, but instead I didn't.
where
arrow.
are we?
That's fine.
So we are here.
I got it.
Okay. I would point at this one and be like, that's mine. I sleep over there. Pretty good. Pretty cool. Pretty good digs.
You share a bunk with 20 other witchlight hands.
I got it to myself. You know, it's just me. I'm such a big partner around here.
I mean, you're small, so you can't take up that much room.
It's
I
smaller on the
think-
inside. It's tailor fit. Let me roll.
So Burley takes you further on to a particularly
Oh my God.
ostentatious wagon.
Every time he gets a 0.
With a particularly ostentatious. Oh my God, Alistair! Incredible.
How?
So he yeah, Cedric, you had a shitty roll and you still know that Alistair's lying out of his ass. None of you need to roll for that, okay? None of you. He got a 0. Burley takes you
Amazing.
to a particularly ostentatious wagon with standing outside of it an aging and surly-looking clown.
Oh gosh.
That's Thaco. He watches the management wagon.
And Thaco says, "Yeah, I do. These them?
Yeah.
All right, come on inside, yous." He puffs on a bubble pipe and glares at the bugbear and then all of you, and he opens the wagon door. Inside is a rather spacious-looking little office space, and seated inside, who seem to be kind of surprised as the door opens, are Misters Witch and Light. As a reminder, Mr. Witch is this gentleman.
He looks grumpy.
Mr. Light is this gentleman.
Oh.
So-
Both of them have predominantly elven features, albeit an odd grayish tint to their skin, though Mr. Light largely covers his up with ostentatious makeup.
Are they drow?
They are not drow.
Okay.
Not that you would know, Alistair, what a drow is anyway, I don't think.
I might.
And Mr. Light looks at you and says, "Ah, welcome, welcome! Please do come inside. We have been waiting for you." And Mr. Witch says, "Come on then, we haven't got all day."
I would just be like, misters and misters.
And Misters and Misters and Misters and Misses and Misses. Do the 5 of you enter the wagon?
Yes.
Yes.
And I'm gonna go ahead and extend a hand to Mr. Light to shake it first, since I've already ran
Mr.
into
Light
him.
clasps your hand in both of his and shakes it vigorously and says, "My darling man, your performance in the Big Top was nothing short of spectacular. I have to say I haven't seen quite a show since I first took the stage myself." Mr. Witch says, "It was an impressive spectacle. Where did you learn to play like that?"
So his face kind of starts going a little red, and you can thank my dad for everything I know. First time I've done that in front of
Other
him.
figures, one cannot overestimate their importance in a child's life. Am I right? Mr. Light gestures that for you all to take a seat as the door closes behind you, and there is a warm, candlelit glow about the wagon. Despite the fact that Alistair was lying out of his ass for most of what he said, he was correct that the wagons are in fact bigger on the inside than they are outside. The dimensions of it are spacious and easily accommodate all 7 of you as you take your seats around a small candlelit table. Mr. Witch is seated at one of the chairs around the table, whereas Mr. Light is on his feet, walking around, greeting all of you individually, and he ends up just standing by one of the empty chairs next to Mr. Witch. And before any of you can really make any kind of attempt at conversation, Mr. Light says, "So, I suppose you're wondering why we've asked you in here. After all, this is not an ordinary thing that we do for most of our guests. However, I have been informed, both by my lovely employees," he gestures kind of briefly to Alistair, "as well as by certain properties of mine." And when he says that, he kind of twirls the glowing vein that he holds in his hands. "That the 5 of you are somewhat responsible for the truly delightful mood that has been striking our carnival. I understand that many of my employees, the most important among them, have nothing but glowing things to say about you, and I, for one, am delighted to have such lovely individuals gracing and patronizing our carnival." At that point, he finally pauses to take a breath and let you speak.
I see. Well, I suppose thank you for the meet and greet, but that being said, I feel that there's a little more to it than just thank you for the happy spirits and all. If you don't mind me saying, obviously.
Well, I suppose sort of, and not really at the same time. You see, the mood of the crowd around the carnival is something of our bread and butter. If people aren't having a good time here, then why are we even in business? And we have had some complications around the carnival today, as I'm sure you've noticed. I've noticed some fluctuations in mood running around, and ever since you walked in those doors, that has been, skyrocketing right up the roof. Absolutely astonishing.
Which is why that leads us to say, as we were helping people, we learned certain things and made certain discoveries that we would love to talk to you about.
Alistair and anyone else who wants to, give me an insight check.
Oh, you know it. Let's not click on that. That's the wrong thing. I love it. The detective can't get a read on somebody.
Oh, y'all have
Can we
frozen
give
up
the
for me,
detective
so
advantage?
if you're talking, hush. Okay, you're back.
Can we get the detective advantage? Because this
Alright.
guy is sick.
Anyone can give someone else the help action if they would like to do so. However, all 5 of you have rolled separately. So it is
I
too
would
late
like-
now to give the help action.
I would like Blinken to give me the
Blinken is actually waiting outside. He did not come in with you.
That makes sense.
As you recall, he's not your pet, he's your friend here in the carnival. So, Zalora and Alistair, Gordon, and Cedric, as you're talking and Alistair makes this statement, Gordon, you are watching them for any kind of movements, and from your vantage point, you don't see any shift in body language. Cedric and Alistair, the two of you feel the air in the room kind of tense up. Zalora and Amara, the two of you, as Alistair says that, catch just for the slightest moment Witch and Light's eyes flick to each other. Nothing else is shared. And Mr. Light says, "Of course! If you have questions about our carnival, I'd be happy to answer them, though I figure that you, Mr. Alistair, have been here nearly a decade. You must know all the ins and outs at this point." "I'm so sorry, I've been a terrible host. Can I offer you any wine, any water, any refreshments?"
No.
Yeah, you got any carrot juice?
Mr. Witch looks at you with an expression in his eyes that says no. They don't have carrot juice.
Wow.
Is there a lie? No, I'm just kidding. But yeah.
Laura's
What does
lips
the
turn
party-
down just a little bit, and she pokes Cedric.
Yeah,
You know what? I will be I will be a good guest. I will take a glass of wine.
would you like anything, Zalora?
Salt water.
She'd like a water.
But of course,
Salt
my
water.
darling lady, if I have done anything to make you uncomfortable in our abode, then please... I guess asking you to make it known to me is probably not a good idea since you're already uncomfortable with the whole situation. But I do apologize. If I
To
can
be
make
fair,
you...
some of it might have been left over from me dragging her with me. A million apologies.
May I say, though, the way you played that Gaul, exquisite. Absolutely exquisite.
Hey, does anybody at the carnival do like card tricks?
And I say,
Does anyone do card tricks?
Or is there a card game? Anything like that?
No one professionally does card tricks at the carnival. However, there are several witchlight hands who do it on the side. But none of the major performers do them, no.
I was gonna draw a metaphor, but it doesn't work, so I'll think of something else.
Oh, I'm sorry. If that is the case, then yes. If that is the case for your question, Mr. Light is going to, he's going to wave his hand, and you see a bottle of wine detach itself from the wall and float over, and he gestures it to pour into, I believe Cedric and Gordon said yes?
Cedric said no.
Cedric said no.
I said yes.
Gordon. Lovely. So just 2 glasses then. One for himself, one for Gordon, and then he pops a bottle of water from the wall and pours it into a crystal glass for Zalora.
Many thanks, my good man.
NPC.
Sherman sneezes. I love it. So Mr. Light says, "Now, I believe there were enough congratulations have been given, I'm sure. How are you enjoying the carnival?"
It's different to be here as a guest and not as one of the people in the background.
And it's lovely to have you here as a guest. It's so important that the hands experience the carnival from a patron side, you know?
I think it's very important.
Y'all froze up for me again, so hold on there, Cox. I know you're speaking to me directly. I don't know why my Discord is doing this. Okay, you're back.
Mr. Witch, Mr. Light, I appreciate being here for the last 10 years or so. I love my time here. It's great.
8 years.
8 years.
Which
You
says
said-
immediately.
Yeah, but Mr. Light said almost a decade a second ago, so I was just paraphrasing him, so...
I don't like inaccuracies.
Okay, yes, 8 years. But I believe that, as Sherman Sneezes would say, we should get all our cards out on the table. And I think we should just be upfront.
Is it safe to be up front?
So we had discussed before we came in here that we were going to be up front. If Alistair's saying anything wrong, 100% we can switch it, but...
I understand that, but what I'm saying, and this is like, first off, Amara says this in character, because what she means is, are we going to be overheard?
Amara. You're attempting to communicate a clandestine message, it sounds like, to Witch and Light.
Yes, actually.
So I want you to give me your choice of either an insight or a deception check. I'm sorry, no. Either a persuasion or a deception check.
Persuasion.
Because both of them are, like, trying to sway someone's mood, and in this case, it's you, like, trying to speak something other than your words to them.
Oh boy. Well, it wasn't a 1.
So, I am gonna make a roll for Witch and Light. So, Mr. Light, like, cocks his head, and Mr. Witch looks at you, Amara, and he says, "There are no ways to eavesdrop into this wagon, Miss Celtis. If you have things of sensitive nature to speak, do so freely."
Did we ever tell them our names?
You did not.
No.
It's the
Alistair,
least surprising
this is
thing
not
that's happened today.
This is not abnormal. Which, as far as you know, Witch and Light know literally everything that happens in the carnival.
Fair enough. Just...
And Mr. Witch will take over the conversation and say, "What then can we do for you?"
I think the better question is, what can we do to help you?
That's good.
You seem to be in danger.
In fact, if you don't mind a professional's opinion, it seems as if you're in the middle of one hell of an extortion attempt.
And it seems like...
I need y'all to stop right there. I need Gordon and Amara to either give me separate persuasion checks or one of you can help the other.
I do like helping.
Who was the higher
I got
persuasion?
persuasion +4.
I also have persuasion +4.
Then functionally, you rolling separately is giving each other the help action.
Yeah. So you can just roll separately if you wanted.
I'll give you the help action. I feel...
Alright, so Amara, roll one more time and take the higher result.
Come on, Amara. You can do it.
2 more.
I mean, a 16 is not a bad result.
Yeah.
So on a 16, you say that to the two of them, and the two of you say that, and Mr. Witch, his eyes, he was never a jovial figure to start with. He always had kind of a grumpy set to him, but his eyes were always inviting. When you say that, they turn stone cold. And Mr. Light goes tense, and the two of them share a much more obvious glance. And Mr. Witch says to you, Amara, "I do not think it prudent to speak of matters you do not understand."
Then help us understand.
So I think we have the same enemy. As they were saying, what we have lost and what you are having an issue with, I don't talk so well.
Mr. Light is going to say, "I think I understand what's being said, and I'm very sorry. We cannot help you."
Zalora looks really upset.
Y'all froze up for me again, so... God damn it, why
Hello?
is my computer doing this?
Hello.
Hello?
Could be worse.
Hello.
Okay,
Hello?
y'all are back.
Zalora looks really upset, and all of a sudden she blurts out, "We know about the coven. Tell us how to get to...
Feywild.
whatever."
Specifically, the realm you heard the name of is Prismere.
Yeah. Prismere, yeah. Tell us how to get to Prismere. We'll take care of it.
Zalora, give me a persuasion check.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes.
Oh, no. Oh wait, that was performance. Sorry, my persuasion is actually different. Let me do that.
Can we do a similar thing to what? Oh, never mind. Okay, cool.
This is specifically based on Zalora blurting that out.
Yes.
Okay. So here's the thing, Zalora. I did not say to do it with advantage.
Oh, no, I had accidentally hit performance.
No, I know.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to take your first roll. I'm going to give it the modifier of your,
your
persuasion. So instead of an 8, it'll be a 10.
Okay. I just automatically was like, oh, wrong thing, and clicked the other one.
No, you're totally fine. You're totally fine. But I am going to take that first roll.
Okay, no problem.
So you say that. There is no insight check required. Both of them go stock still with terror when you say the name Hourglass Coven. And Mr. Witch, who this whole time has had a pocket watch in his right hand that he's been, like, idly flipping, snaps it shut, and he says, "Mr. Light, I think it's time that our guests take their leave. We have matters to attend to." And Mr. Light says, "You know what? I completely agree. I am so sorry for taking up so much time from your day." He holds up a hand, and you hear a knock on the inner side
Laura will
of the
say,
door.
if you don't help us, we'll do it ourselves. And if you don't tell us what we need to know, we will make sure everyone knows your part in this.
Laura,
We can either help you or hinder you.
The door opens, and you see Thaco on the other side, and he says, "It's time for you 5 to get out of here."
Also, Zalora, they're the only ones who know, so we can't.
You have been summarily asked to leave. What does the party do?
I'll leave. I'll just, as I'm going, I'll say so much for being able to speak freely.
Neither of them have a word in response to that.
Yep, that's fine.
Zalora kind of shrinks, and she just says, "I'll get what I lost back, and you'll lose something in return."
Oh,
And she
I'm just gonna wait for everyone else to file out.
that's
she pulls on Cedric.
we're trying to help. We're offering to help, you know. And
Mr.
Amara
Witch
will
says,
just walk around.
"You don't know what you're doing."
And I guess since I'm the last one out, I will probably turn around with a cheeky little wink. Not yet, but I usually do in the end.
Oh my god.
Cedric didn't go yet.
No.
Oh, Cedric hasn't gone yet.
I thought you got pulled out.
And I say,
You got
Zalora
no-
would...
No one has been
attempt.
physically removed yet.
No,
No, it's Zalora said she pulled Cedric.
No, I said I tugged on him, like, come on. Like, her courage is gone. He is a shield.
It sounds like then only Amara and Alistair have left. Cedric, you have a last thing to say?
I'm trying to think of the words, which is my issue every time.
That's totally fine. If you want to give me an idea of what you say,
He basically say they don't have to explain anything except how to get there. Something of that manner.
Cedric, give me one last persuasion check, but I will say to do it with disadvantage.
Oh no.
Can I roll intimidation?
Ooh. Tell me how you're using intimidation.
So Cedric will have his wings flare out as he looks at them, his horns having their glow as they brighten to the color of molten steel, as he looks at them, clearly needing to find where his
Sure.
item
Needing
is.
to find what he wants to know.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cedric, give me intimidation. It is still going to be at disadvantage.
12.
A 12.
They were the same, so I was hoping it would be normal, but...
So you say that and you flare your wings out. And when you do that, you feel a grip on your arm, and it's not Zalora, it's Thaco, the clown outside. And Mr. Witch says, "You're not the scariest thing we've faced down, boy. Take your leave."
So Laura
Thaco
hisses at the
says,
clown.
I'd recommend getting out of here before your legs are broken, kid. What does Cedric do?
So he's gonna look over to the party first.
Come on. I think we gotta look at other avenues or talk and walk. They're not kicking us out of the carnival, they're only kicking us out of their office.
They lead. We can't just leave now.
And Thaco says, "You's leaving one way or another." Y'all froze up for me again. God damn it. What the fuck is happening? Okay, you're back.
Oh, the part of me that wants to cast a spell. Oh, the part of me that wants to cast a spell.
What spell?
If you want to initiate combat, Cedric.
Oh, not combat spell. Other spell.
Yeah, but any spell, but the spell you cast would most likely initiate combat, no matter the spell, because they would take it in defense, and then that they would attack us back.
I will tell you right now, both Witch and Light are tense, and Thaco has his hand on your arm.
Exactly.
Such a cool walkout.
Smart kid.
Amara's gonna look up and say, they're not worth it.
So the five of you head out of the wagon. Thaco shuts the door behind you, and he picks up his pipe again as he watches you all walk away. Burley finds you as you walk out, and he leads you back out the staff area. He, again, opens the thorn wall for you and leads you outside, but he doesn't walk away. He closes the thorn wall behind the five of you, but he doesn't leave. And he actually takes off his jack-o'-lantern hat. And underneath, he has a worried expression. And he says,
I heard some of what you guys were saying after the door got opened.
What about it, big guy?
Bad things have been happening at the carnival for a while.
Yeah.
People and things go missing. And I think the bosses know something, but something is keeping them from doing anything about it.
Yeah.
Oh, don't worry, big guy. We noticed. We're trying to fix that.
You're the first people who are trying to make it right, who I've seen.
We're trying to get things that we've lost. We're trying to find people who are lost. We're helping.
I'm nothing if
and
not a public servant.
They don't want to help us, or they can't help us. They're scared.
I think they're good guys, Mr. Witch and Mr. Light. I think they want things to go right. You just gotta make them. You need some leverage.
Do you know leverage that could help
he
us?
nods at that, Zalora.
What do you know, Burley?
Mr. Witch's watch. He uses that to pack up the carnival and set it up again. And if he doesn't have that, the carnival can't go on schedule. If you can find a way to get his watch away from him, maybe you can make him tell you what you need to know.
Which watch?
The watch
The
he was
pocket.
A pocket watch.
Which watch?
Are you making a joke, or are you at... I don't think Mr. Witch has more than one watch. Does
Which
he?
watch does Mr. Witch have?
Which watch?
Okay.
Mr. Witch's watch is the only watch Mr. Witch has.
Please do not toy with our
Is it
own
a
review.
wristwatch? Which watch?
Mr. Witch's pocket watch is Mr. Witch's only watch that Mr. Witch watches.
Oh my god.
amazing.
Okay, hold on. I think I have.
This is a fun game.
Fun game. You're right.
Burley, your muscles aren't the only thing that's big. Your sense of humor's pretty burly too.
Yeah!
That's my. Ooh.
Burley, good people.
Aw, thanks.
stands
Do you
on her
have
tiptoes to try
any
and pat his
idea
back.
about where we could procure his watch? Like, if he always has it?
So Mr. Witch and Mr. Light are usually together. Usually in the wagon. And I can't let you back in, because that's against the rules. But during the Witchlight Monarch crowning, Mr. Witch takes the stage and does a song and dance routine. I'm sorry. Mr. Light takes the stage and does a song and dance routine. And when he does that, he and Mr. Witch are separate.
Where's Mr. Witch during the song?
Mr. Witch is at the back of the big top watching everything. Kind of in the wings where the costume racks are. You know the place, Alistair.
Yeah.
Yeah, you work there. So when that happens, it's just Mr. Witch and Durlagron who were back there.
And
We should talk to
Durlagron owes
Durlagron.
us a favor.
We should go talk to Durlagron.
Mr. Guy with the magnifying glass was saying something. What was that, Mr. Guy with the magnifying glass?
Just, out of curiosity, say, employee was really needed to be in and out real quick. How close would you look at them to make sure they were an employee?
I don't look too close at nobody.
But
That's
everybody
all I need to know.
But as an employee, we all know each other.
Wait, Alistair, you're an employee. Can't you just walk in there?
Right? Anybody can walk in there. It's the show.
So what I will
no.
tell you, Alistair, also,
Staff area.
is that you know that there's a lot of dark spots in the big top to sneak around in.
Yeah.
Especially in the wings and backstage.
No, I'm referring to the staff area. Can't he just go back in there? Because that's technically still his home.
I can
So-
go into the circle, but I can't get into Mr. Witch and Mr. Light's office.
Right now, you can't get into the staff area at all,
Oh,
Alistair.
it's my day off.
That is correct.
Yeah. But as far as the big top goes, I would almost think that if Durlagon lost his son to this same thing, we could get Durlagon on our side, and he's going to be next to Mr. Witch, and he could be our man on the inside, and then we could also work on taking the watch.
Or that
Never-
cause a distraction so he could take it and we could meet up later.
I don't know that he'd want to damage himself like if he were to be found out, but yeah, that would be an ideal option.
Also
What
can-
would a parent do to get back their child?
No, you're right, exactly. That's a good point. He might be willing to do that, yeah.
What
They
was
have-
Amara going to say?
But wait, doesn't he have paws?
Durlagron also has tentacles that are prehensile.
Oh, okay, so he could like take things with tentacles.
That is correct. He can lift things. You've seen him lift things with those
Okay.
tentacles.
I'll tell you what, Durlagron, he can't be caught red-handed. 'Cause he doesn't have hands.
That's not how.
Wow.
I'm going to need Alistair to take 1 point of psychic damage for me.
Wow.
Also, I find that that phrase very rude.
I mean, hey, push
Red
comes to
hands,
shove.
red hands in Faerun is actually a racist statement against tieflings.
Oh my god.
My
This
first
is-
thought
this
was
is now
I-
canon.
Yeah, I see. Okay.
Alistair is racist. Canon.
Spectacular.
I love how racism has been like a consistent like theme in this campaign.
Hey, I mean, you go with what the game gives you.
Alright, thank you, Burley. That was really helpful.
Yeah, I know. I'm pretty smart.
And I say
Hey,
Zalora
you-
goes up to him and just kind of like has him bend down and she gives him a quick kiss on the cheek. And then she kind of skitters
Oh.
away.
He puts his hand to his face and he blushes bright red.
Is Burley a hill giant?
Burley is a bugbear.
Oh, he's a bugbear. Okay.
He does say though, you've got to promise me though, that if you take Mr. Witch's watch, you're gonna give Witch his watch back.
Which watch?
We
The
will.
watch you take from Witch.
We're not doing this again, Bunny.
Which?
The
I
Witch
like another
is Mr.
person
Witch.
outright saying no.
And I say the only reason we take it is to better the carnival and to help get people back and to solve the problems. We don't
Right,
need to
but you
keep
shouldn't
it forever.
steal, so you gotta give it back.
Yes, just
Yeah.
borrow it.
I was
Let's borrow
saying
it.
I wouldn't keep it forever.
Right. Okay. So, Mr. Witch's watch is attached to his waistcoat by a chain.
Yes.
So you've gotta be ready to break it or unfasten it if you're gonna take it.
Okay.
Also, I heard that they wanted to see you because you made the carnival's mood better?
Oh yeah, hey guys, I think we're gonna be the we are the monarch.
Not anymore.
I mean, they never discredited us.
Yeah,
to be
they
fair.
never-
Mr. Witch and Mr. Light don't control who the monarch is.
What?
The magic in Mr. Light's vein picks the monarch. Because it's the person who brought the most joy.
What if it's a group of people that did those tasks?
Just one person.
Okay.
Never more than one.
Okay, so I think group, we can safely assume it's one of us.
Is
So-
there a way to know? Is there like some kind of a magical thing that goes up and down to like see if people were competing to become?
No.
I mean, what Mr. Light's vein tells him, but he doesn't know until it picks the person.
Okay.
I'd assume it's Gordon Zalora or I.
You assume much, my friend. I'm just a detective with a loop.
I think we'd want to count who helped what.
Zalore turns bright blue and she's like, I hope it's not me. I don't want to be up on a stage again.
Yeah, that makes two of us.
So I will say out of game that y'all have taken several actions to improve the mood of the carnival. Gordon and Amara found the missing child. Gordon and Alistair found the missing halfling. Kind of all of you got Candlefoot's voice back, which allowed him to propose to Pelagia, which caused the mood to rise drastically.
And kind of all of us forced Steam Kettle to stop doing bad things.
Y'all keep calling her Steam Kettle, but it's Kettle Steam. It's noun. I guess it's the
I just call her Kettle because I remember her as Kettle Black.
Oh.
Well, there you go.
So the first word is Steam. It should be Steam Kettle.
So what I will say right now, out of game, is that it's kind of between Gordon and Alistair for the Witchlight Monarch. But
I wasn't sure if talking to Palasha and stopping the runaway dragonfly counted.
oh, you know what? Actually, Cedric, you did do that. I forgot about the dragonfly thing. So yeah, Cedric is pretty high in the running too.
I would say Alistair was the one who suggested that he help the person.
Yeah, but it was still Cedric who did it.
Yes.
So the
So
fall for the win.
Zalore breathes a sigh of relief.
We could all turn this into a fight right now and like all go off and do our own things and see who's gonna be like the biggest monarch.
I would say not a
Just
fight.
gonna say that.
No, but Amara, I like that way of thinking. Not a fight, but I think we break it in our own way. What I mean by that is that we should do a couple more tasks before the monarch happens, so we can figure out, okay, we're gonna make a plan that involves us and Durlagon and the monarch. We should figure out which one of us is gonna be the monarch, so we should plant the monarch. So let's like say we help more people, but we make sure that Cedric is always the one who like turns the quest in, who always does it, or that Gordon is always the one that turns the quest in. And that way,
Or we could just do good in general and be decent people without expectation of reward.
It's not about the rewards. I see what he's talking about here. It's choosing which of us is the most advantageous to be in that spot.
exactly, Gordon. That's 100%. I want to help people.
I
wanna
get
do
that,
good.
but I would like to bring up the fact this is Feywild magic. We are perfectly
This is
capable
such
of
a fantastic
screwing ourselves
discussion.
by going into this with the expectation of a reward.
and y'all froze
We
up.
don't
Let's see.
actually know that it's Feywild magic. The monarch, we don't know anything about that being
We
Feywild.
don't, but we know.
Yeah, but you don't know in game.
Well, no, even in game, technically speaking, for all we know, even out of game, metagame, I actually don't know that the Witchlight Monarch carnival came from the Feywilds explicitly originally, it could have been from one of any realms originally. Which, like, we don't know where they came from.
That is true.
Just because this adventure is going to the Feywild doesn't mean that's where it started. That's all I'm saying. Okay. But in character, yes, in doing good is great. I agree. We should definitely do good. I just think we should try to allocate who does the final good.
Well, here's the thing is that we're probably all going to be there. Not just one of us is going to be there, right? So it doesn't matter who's on stage with the guy who does the singing and dancing because he's not going to be the one available to grab the watch.
Well, that's the thing, exactly. Whoever's singing and dancing is the one person who's not going to be available. So if you need my dexterity and I'm on stage giving a speech, you can't use my dexterity.
What I will also say that all 5 of you know in-game is that Durlagron is not the only ally you have who is part of the crowning. Palasha and Candlefoot have also told you that they would basically do anything for you at this point.
Yes.
And if you convince them that it's for the good of the carnival, they might even help you steal the watch.
Yeah. But Durlagron is going to be right next.
Durlagron will be right there. However, Alistair, you know that Palasha will also be on stage.
Yes.
And therefore could cause a distraction.
Yes.
Candlefoot's also usually around.
Yeah.
I mean, if we're going off of abilities, I genuinely think I'm the least useful
for stealthy stealing stuff?
for just stuff in general, because my spells are either an AoE sleep, which goes by the, like, it would affect us before it would probably affect any of the actual important people, or it would affect NPCs. Charm Person, which is not helpful. Toss Here, which is not helpful, and then damage. That's it.
Cedric, you have a good charisma though, right?
Yeah, that's it.
So if you're up on stage, that's even better, because that's going to be performance and persuasion and stuff like that. So yeah, maybe you are the perfect distraction. To be up there with Palasha.
I just shoot things.
Yeah. And you do that well, Amara. Head pat.
Okay, so do you guys agree that maybe Cedric should be the quote-unquote face?
I mean, I don't have to be. I'm just saying, like, most of my stuff is damaged, so if we're in a non, like, utility role, I would be probably the best.
If anything, someone who could create a large distraction would be best up there. Maybe someone with good performance that could make him want to watch you? I don't know.
So, you.
No. Not me. Gordon. She pushes Gordon. Gordon should do it.
Oh no, Gordon's our investigative guy!
I mean,
Well,
as Joe has been pointing out, or I guess as God has been pointing out to me through our adventure, people keep looking at me, so I also draw attention that way.
Yes.
Don't
Cedric
look,
is
oh God.
incredibly noticeable.
Gives him a big head.
Let me give you a bit more information, because Burley said that you would need something to unclasp the chain from Mr. Witch's vest. So what that means is that you are going to need either thieves' tools, a dagger, or some other kind of small, sharp implement
Oh, I have a dagger.
to assist you in a sleight of hand check to get the watch away from Witch.
I have 2 daggers. Anyone want daggers?
I have really good sleight of hand.
I literally have thieves' tools. I just held them up earlier.
Yeah, but how is your sleight of hand?
I would hope good if
plus
it was
4.
thieves' tools. Jesus.
Well,
Those are separate checks.
yeah. Well, no. Sorry. I should say, how's your dexterity? How's your thieves' tool? How would your thieves' tool check be?
Let's see. Sleight of hand is +4. Regular dexterity is 15, so that's a +2.
So I have a +3 dexterity and a +5 sleight of hand. Do you have proficiency or expertise with those thieves' tools?
Yeah, I am proficient in thieves' tools. Detective, my dude.
Well, say my dude, but anybody, I could have got thieves' tools, and I'm a monk, so it's like that doesn't.
No, like, I'm pretty sure he's saying the background detective. I'm pretty sure it gives him proficiency.
Yeah, it gave me it just as...
Yeah, like how I have proficiency in playing cards, but I don't have a playing card set.
It just came with the class.
Also, I do have daggers.
I also have a dagger, but I would rather use it to stab someone than attempt to do anything with it.
That's it. I only have one
God.
saber, and it's my backup.
I have a spear.
Yeah.
I don't think that's gonna work.
I have a rapier.
I got this, maybe. I have a small knife, and then I have sleight of hand +5. Would I think that would probably do the job? Yeah, I think so. So I think we have multiple options. I just think it matters who gets close first.
Maybe we can convince
Is there anyone
Pasha.
around here just hearing us
Happened?
talk about taking out daggers?
I know. Maybe we can
So-
convince Pasha to do a really good performance that draws everyone's eye.
The fuck did you just
I
do,
really don't
Diana?
think, because Mr. Witch works at the carnival and he's seen the performances a million times, I don't think there's unless something's out of the ordinary, or they burn down the tent, or they do an actual distraction. I don't think just a performance necessarily by Pawacha would do it, because he's seen her. But that's just me. I think we talked to Durligron, we talked to Candlefoot and Pawacha, and we go from there. And I think either if I get close, I'll use my sleight of hand with the knife. If Gordon gets close, he can use his thieves' tools. I think that's our best bet.
I mean, I was just gonna hand the thieves' tools off to whoever needed them. So
That's
you,
But you're the only one that has the thieves' tool proficiency.
oh,
So what I will say is, that the use of thieves' tools in this attempt will be much quieter and quicker than cutting the chain with a dagger, which will still work, but it will take a bit longer and be a bit messier.
I see.
a lockpick would be in and out versus very gentle.
Cutting through a chain.
The other question is, what are people's stealths? I have a +5.
+4.
What?
2?
Oh, nope, can't.
Not to mention magic.
My stealth is +2. If we need to, we could position ourselves in a crowd to create a chain and running away, or to create confusion or something. But I suppose if one of us gets it and runs, they catch another one of us, they're kind of gonna know what's up.
Wait.
Yes.
Yeah.
One second.
If this is for a meme, I'm gonna slap you.
Okay. I think I know how we get. I love it when a plan comes together. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh my God.
I think I know how we get. Once we get it away off of him, how we get it out. And I look over at Lincoln. Lincoln can teleport. So, if we get the watch away, we put the watch on his collar or on his in his mouth or whatever. He teleports the fuck out of there, and he gets 40 feet away. I don't know if that's good or bad, but I feel like that's 40 feet. That's useful, and then they wouldn't know where he is right off the bat.
We could have a place where he can hide, and then we could convince Barnum and Bailey to...
And I think as long as I tell Blinken in Sylvan the plan and why we're doing it and stuff, and then give him the nod, I can make sure he
I
understands.
have a very important question.
What's up?
We're just trying. So, as Joe said, it's on his person, attached by a chain.
Uh-huh.
So, all this talk is literally, the way you guys are saying it, we're just thieves tooling someone who's just standing there.
No,
Yeah.
You'd have to stealth check in a crowd, pull like an Assassin's Creed where you pick
No, 'cause
pockets.
he
That's
was
what
in the
he
crowd.
notices, though.
He's not
to be
in the
fair.
crowd, he's in the back.
Yeah, he's gonna be in the office, not the crowd.
Not the office, but in the back
he's
of the
in
tent.
wings. He's in the wings in the place, and this place is gonna be packed with people, I would think.
But he's not where the people are. Because how the big prop is, they're in the front watching
Buster
the
has been
show.
to one
He's
of
in
these
the
many
back.
times where Mr. Witch stands. Are there people around?
No, there are not. Additionally, Alistair, if you would throw me a perception check. This is essentially just a wisdom check with your proficiency to see if you remember something.
Because that ain't how stages work.
Hey, Alistair, you remember someone ran out through one of the walls of the tent. The walls of the tent can be pried up and snuck under for you to get to essentially any side of it.
Yeah.
You don't have to go through the crowd to get
I
there.
think I misunderstood. Sorry. Because I think Shannon just made a point that I think I misunderstood. I was thinking like wings, as in like the nosebleed seats. No, wings are the side back stage.
That is correct.
That's where my confusion was. I was thinking nosebleed seats. Okay, I got it.
No, he's essentially behind the stage.
Back stage.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah,
He's basically all by himself, except for
Except for Durlagon. Yeah,
except for Durlagron, that is
That's
correct.
why if Durlagron can just do the sleight of hand for us, that would be the
But
best
that's-
option.
I would also like to remind the party that both Amara and Gordon, as a result of their welcoming gifts, have a D8 die they can add to any ability check or attack roll.
But
I did
the
know that.
issue I'm seeing is the fact that you're having someone literally just walk up to someone and like disattach something from their body, even
No,
with
you're
like
right.
them talking to
You're
someone,
right,
you'd
you're right.
probably notice that.
You're 100% right. Now that I realize there's no people around, unless we had invincibility, but even then it would have to be. We don't have that. Even then it would have to be greater invincibility, which is helpful.
So what the party needs is a distraction to keep Witch's attention, while
Yes.
someone sneaks up behind him and
Yes.
takes the watch and
Hey.
gets out.
Um,
Hey,
unless we
you know
level
who's
up.
a really good distraction? The
No.
Kinku.
I was gonna say,
Kettle!
Just around that time, you hear a. What did you guys find out?
Steam Kettle, we found
As,
out.
as Kettle Steam is standing right next to you.
You said it was Steam Kettle.
It's Kettle Steam. It's always been Kettle Steam.
Mhm.
What
Yes.
since
I
we had
am
Steam
going
first,
to-
and then somebody said, "What?"
No, I guarantee you, it's
No, it's
literally
Kettle.
no,
I've always
it's always
referred to her
been
as Kettle Steam.
it's always been Kettle
Kyle.
Steam.
You can look in the handout section.
Sorry, that's hilarious because I said, "Wow, I keep saying it wrong." So just to get it right, which way is it? Steam Kettle or Kettle Steam? I really thought somebody had said, and that's why I said, "Okay, I'm gonna memorize that now." I got it. So I memorized the
absolutely
wrong
amazing.
one. That's hilarious. Okay.
Just think.
So Kettle Steam
Kettle
is there,
Black.
full Kenku form.
I'm gonna whip around immediately.
I'm sorry, was
Buddy,
Valora saying something?
Kyle, old friend. You up for a little bit of mischief?
A bird's beak does not smile the way a human's face does, but an unmistakable look of glee spreads across Kettle Steam's face as she looks up at you and says, "Absolutely!" And I'm gonna end the session there.
Hell
Oh.
yeah.
Level up.
No.
No.
Sad.
Damn it.
Good try, though, but no.
Always be
Unfortunately,
trying.
much like Kyle Zavernus game, this is based on milestones, and y'all have not hit the first milestone yet.
Yeah.
If we
Um,
hit the milestone, I literally had like the perfect thing
100%.
because I get
What if-
invisibility.
I think
Oh
we would.
no.
I think we 100% could have gotten to the solution faster had I understood what wings meant, because I felt like I was
Because
dragging
everything
the
hinges
conversation
on you,
down.
Kyle.
No, I'm saying I was dragging everybody else down, because I feel like as people were saying things, I was like negating them or accepting them or pushing them, and like so I feel like I was negating the conversation. That's all I meant.
Regardless, y'all got some really important information this session. There were some really significant discoveries made, and I think y'all should feel pretty good about the progress you made this session. And I'm pretty sure that next session we are going to get to the beyond part of the wild beyond the
Woo!
witchlight.
Yeah.
So thank you all so much for playing. How does everyone feel about this session?
Say, feeling good.
I'm about to start up Trouble with a Kinku. I feel amazing.
Hell yes.
I'm
I don't think
very
you'll be starting up the trouble. You'll be part of the sneak team. I'm pretty sure.
I'm very
Hey, potato, potato. They either see me or they don't. They see what I do.
What I am going to say is at the end of this, is that at that point, the hour ticks over to 5.
Oh no.
So y'all have 3 hours in-game before the crowning of the Witchlight Monarch, in which to make your preparations, in which to do more good deeds, or simply to enjoy the carnival in the meantime.
I have
Yes,
one
this just
question.
became a heist movie.
God damn
Oh
it, y'all just pressed
no.
that for me again.
No heists.
Just as Dalton was saying, you had a question. Okay, you're back.
Heist.
I do
Oh.
definitely still want to find the little goblin thingy, because we do at least know, I think, from one of those questions that they are part of the something, the hand or
Yes,
whatever.
so
I just want to see one of the fuckers.
I was
I've
pretty
just
sure we already knew that they were part of the coven thing prior to the questions, but maybe I'm mistaken.
You didn't know
negative.
that-
We didn't know they were
that for certain.
directly hired.
Oh,
We just knew
So
they
we
were
expected
stealing.
them being creepy. Yeah.
You now know, thanks to the question that I believe Gordon asked, that the childlike mysterious figure and the small mysterious figure are thieves under the employment of the Hourglass Coven.
Dun dun dun.
I want to
did Dalton
fucking
have a
with
question
them
for
and
me?
Yell at
Yes.
them in Goblin.
Hello? Yes?
I'm listening.
Hello?
Okay. I was just curious, are we technically partially into already the 5th hour because Mr. Light would have been at the Big Ten for the entirety of the 4th?
You're actually right. Yeah, so you're about midway through the 5th hour.
So,
That's a fair point, Cedric. Thank you.
God damn it.
I don't like that point though, because it means we got less time.
Well, look at the bright side. It means we have less time, like, for other people to do stuff. And we're already in the league.
say,
I guess that's fair. I
For
mean,
what
that's
it's
they've
worth-
been doing.
No one else here is doing good deeds.
I
For
doubt
what it's
anyone else
worth-
flew up and stopped the dragonfly.
I will focus with fucking Kettle Steam,
Thank you
And-
for getting her name right.
and we will
Wait,
we will work on working the crowd. I can help make a good distraction.
No, I don't want you on the distraction. I want you 100% with your thieves tool, dude. What do you mean?
But you're also forgetting I'm a social manipulator who can easily teach someone else how to work a crowd so I can sneak away.
I'm pretty sure Kettle's team already knows how to work the crowd.
She doesn't know how to not get caught,
I'm
though.
a bitch!
So,
What I would say beyond that is that I just realized something that's really manipulative. I don't know if the Monarch situation would know it. We set Kettle's team loose on the carnival again to fuck shit up. Then we stop Kettle's team's things that Kettle's team is fucking up to earn ourselves bonus points.
Oh my gosh.
Again, with the
Wow.
morality issue, though. That's where I draw
believe
the line.
Dalton was about to say something.
so due to, like, what we're planning, are we gonna be splitting up the party next session?
That's
That
a
is
good
a good
question.
question.
I wouldn't
God damn it,
call
Joe.
splitting up the party because we're still in the same tent. But yes, in a way, we'll be in like 2 or 3 sections of the same
Well,
tent.
no, so I'm not talking.
No,
talking
not
about the
the-
final issue. I'm talking about the
We're
rest.
talking about next meetup.
No, I
Yeah.
think we should stay together to figure out the different puzzles and the different things we can solve, and because that way, like I said, we can figure out who gets the most points, and we'll know that to be sure. If we do it the other way around, let's say we want Gordon to pickpocket. If that's the case, we can't have Gordon go off and solve mysteries, and then Gordon become the monarch. So that's the problem we cause if we split up.
I will say also, there are 7 exhibits y'all haven't gone to see. There are 7 rides and attractions y'all haven't gone to
Yeah, we
yet,
could
Right.
get
so-
more allies. We got to build more social links, guys.
Yeah,
What I
'cause
would
Or
say
if
that
you
is
just want to have some fun.
I'm also trying to win a prize from one of the carnival games.
But I think we could see 7 things in 3 hours. That doesn't seem that hard.
judging by how long it took us to go to, like, the Hall of Illusions, we do not have enough time. So if we want to,
I will say, not all of them are as plot relevant as the Hall of Illusions was.
I know, but I'm just saying in general.
Mysteries.
Like, if you're being in the actual ride and, like, doing it and not just, like,
Spend
looking
it
for
the
stuff, it will
Calliope.
take time.
How long did we spend?
All right.
The
Well,
Calliope? Yeah,
guys,
that was a hot minute.
I gotta get to
Yeah.
bed, so I'm gonna end the stream. But
Mm.
y'all feel
Okay.
free to talk.
Absolutely.